afternoon. Yeah, I thought you knew. Harris is drinking, and yes, I'm thinking, and I'm plotting and scheming.
I'm puffing on that, ay, I'm puffing on that, ay. Yeah, ay, ay. Ay, yeah, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that pony. Hey, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that pony. Now my only thing is Mary Jane, cause the last one left me broken. Yeah, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that pony. Now I'm taking drugs to hide the pain, cause I don't wanna feel emotion. Yeah, I'm thinking, and I notice all these snakes when I start to focus. And the day you left, all it did was rain. I'm just dumb, girl, I'm not broken. Yeah, I mean it, it's hopeless, but still I sit here hoping. I kiss the bottle like it's my day, cause this liquor is my potion. Hey, baby, is you missing me? I know that you ain't, but if I ask, will you say differently? I'm in so much pain, yeah, girl, I'm drowning in my misery. All it does is rain. When you cry, it's like a symphony that echoes in my brain. No emotion when I smoke this tree. I'm numb like Novocaine, but it's just the way I'm coping, cause I'll never feel the same. But I'm trying to make the most of all the bullshit that is changed. I'm just drowning out my sorrows till they lay me in my grave. Hey, broken and smoking alone, wishing that you would come home. I just want real loyalty, so tired of being alone. No friends are calling my phone, and I give no time to these hoes. I just hide my feelings, cause I struggle at trying to stay strong. I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poet. Now my only thing is Mary Jane, cause the last one left me broken. Yeah, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poet. Now I'm taking drugs to hide the pain, cause I don't wanna feel emotion. Yeah, I'm thinking, and I notice all these snakes when I start to focus. And the day you left, all it did was rain. I'm just numb, girl, I'm not broken. Yeah, I mean it, it's hopeless, but still I sit here hoping. I kiss the bottle like it's my day, cause this liquor is my potion. Hey.
I'm from all these Percocets, I understand that you're upset. I've been popping them just to try and keep you out my head. Ever since the day you left, I can't even comprehend if your love was real or if it was all pretend. So I'm down in pills with alcohol, my vision's turning red. I've been drinking and I'm smoking, I've been bleeding in this bed. I don't know if I'm okay, someone help me off this ledge. And I don't think that love is real, it's all inside my head. So
I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poly. Now my only thing is Mary Jane, cause the last one left me broken. Yeah, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poly. Now I'm taking drugs to hide the pain, cause I don't wanna feel emotion. Yeah, I'm thinking, and I notice all these snakes when I start to focus. And the day you left, all it did was rain. I'm just numb, girl, I'm not broken. Yeah, I mean it, it's hopeless, but still I sit here hoping. I kiss the bottle, it's my day, cause this liquor is my potion. Hey.
That's right. Let's get it. We're gonna do another one by Chino Boy, and then we're gonna get to it. Up here on another Thursday night, episode 130, up in the building. That's right, Harris is Drinking Again Pubcast. Thank y'all for listening and choosing the pub as tonight's destination. Let's go. It's just for the night, baby. Can watch me while I roll up some weed and shit. Oh.
We can do those things you like to. She just wanna do what I do. When I'm faded, then I like you. She be acting like she need me. Swear she always trying to be me.
Go check out Chino Boy on YouTube.
to know it.
Also, Daigo.
Mary Jane, my one and only.
Mary Jane.
Only like you when I'm smoking trees. Only love you when I'm sipping lean.
Sipping lean.
I don't want you the way you want me. I just want you for the
Therapy. Night rants.
That's not my fault. Ain't nobody say to give your all. She get mad, she say I never call. I don't do no love, I never fall.
Never fun.
Baby, you can never get my heart. But you know that I can play the part. I can act like I know who you are. And we can act like this won't fall apart. Just for the night, yeah, just for the night, 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 just for the night.
That was Chino Boy, Just for the Night. You know, we got to play a little music, get you warmed up. John, I see you in the green room. Sit tight for a minute. I'm going to do some ranting a little bit. Might do some ranting after he leaves, you know, too. I send the link out to a couple of guests, and we'll see what happens. But if not, I got some shit to say tonight. Yo. Back up in the building for another edition of the Harry's Drinking Again Pubcast. I am your host, Harry Too Scary, aka Mr. Harris. And tonight, for episode 130, baby, we up in the building, live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, X, Podbean. How's everybody doing out there? Oh, shit. Another week, another therapy session. I woke up this morning feeling very, I'm still feeling very good. But I woke up feeling like extra inspired, and I was going to go ham tonight, maybe be a little too honest. I think I'm going to scale back a little bit. I don't want to run anybody off, you know, and you can go check out, episode 103, like 105. You know, you'll get my drift. There's a theme with this show, with this channel, and it's kind of like an unwritten theme. It's a theme that just so happened to like fall in place. You know, every week it's pretty much a highlight of my life. And in the beginning, I had a publicist very early on, actually too early. Me and Steady talked about that, broke that down. I wish I would have had a publicist now or something that I'm 2 or 3 years in. But either way, it was a great learning experience. And, you know, we went 2.5 years strong on the show as far as consistency. And I hit my wall a little bit. Didn't think it would happen, but it did. And since then, you know, I've been uploading the shows. Where episode 94 is getting ready to go out on Spotify and Apple. So I still got, 36 more shows to upload, and then we're the whole catalog will be complete. You can just give us a Google, and we pop up everywhere. But I woke up this morning. To me, I feel like I got a little sign from the Lord, right? Nothing crazy. I'm not gonna change overnight. Hell, I wish I could, but as I get older, you know, things are starting to make more sense to me. In every aspect, the way I move, the way I maneuver, decisions I make, good and bad. And I woke up with like this, like gratitude, like a lot of gratitude, you know. And I just want to talk about that for a minute. You know, it's like I was adopted and everything. I don't really know my blood parents and all that. It's fine, because I realized, like, and I've always known this part, but I was adopted by an amazing woman who like pretty much saved my life, you know. And the creator probably, sent her here, whatever, to save me and take me in. And, if we had script writers, of course, you could make my childhood, your childhood, everyone's childhood seem terrible, right? Put the fluffers on it. But no need to do that. I had a great childhood and everything. And even though we moved around a lot and, I went to hella different schools and I never really stayed in one location, it made me, I think, who I am. It gave me a thirst for like knowledge and made me be able to adapt and talk to different people, which is a field that I like doing now. And going forward with my life, I would really like to... Shit. Yo. What the fuck? Test. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, are we back? That sounds good to me. If anybody is listening in the chat, just let me know the audio is good. I might have to dust this board out or something. Anyway, so I woke up with gratitude, right? And it doesn't matter how many people you have in your life, how many friends, how many followers you have on social media, how many, and like the quote goes, if you can get to the end of your life or whatever you pass on, if you could count like 5 people on your hand that are like solid or ride or die for you, then that's a blessing, right? Ain't that what they say? Let me double check this stream here. I just had some shit whiz out on me again. Pardon. Let me just go. That's a blessing, right? Okay, we're good. Ain't that what? That's all I needed to know. All right. Sometimes I'll be doing these shows for like a couple hours and then, well, come to find out, the audio's messed up. Y'all didn't tell me. So anyway, woke up today feeling that. Now, when I was like born, I kind of feel like I've always had this, I'm a good man. I'm a decent man. As far as I don't really want to hurt others or cause anybody pain and stuff, right? But I do realize when you're selfish, and I have a lot of selfish maybe traits, qualities about me, and some could have been like put in like from birth. You're growing up, you just see stuff and you formulate. But I would consider myself a selfish dude, to a degree. I don't like to share a lot of shit, but I'm a giving guy. I like to tip well, and I always say thank you and please, and I know my manners. My mother taught me manners, as well as my stepmother, and shout out to her. I had 2 amazing women in my life, and that brings me to, I woke up with the gratitude, and then I go to pick up my son from school, where I volunteer as a crossing guard 3 days a week, and also work as an on-call custodian, maintenance guy, whatever they need, right? And the principal told me, hey, Dakota, just want to let you know, Dakota has been stepping up and helping out after lunchtime in the cafeteria. And he's like one of the only kids that says thank you, when he's handed stuff, or when he earned an extra popsicle or something, right? And as a parent, that feels hella good. Like the biggest compliment I could receive is, hey, your child is polite. And we get that a lot. That's the second time I've heard it, I think, in a week. And there's a couple places we go that they're like, your son is so polite and everything. So even when I quote unquote get down in the dumps, or I feel like I'm not my best parent, or I'm not the best, those compliments like that make it all worth it. And it's like, oh, thank you, that's amazing to hear. I appreciate it. Thank you for telling me. At least I'm doing something right? At least I got one thing right. I don't know what it is, right? And I'm sure as parents, I know for my mother, she still feels bad. I just talked to her yesterday and today. I feel so bad for the way I raised you. If I can go back and do it again, I would. And it's like, nah, mom, you don't understand. It was cool. But I can't take that away from you. If you felt that way, and I'm starting to even see that. I could see how all parents, they don't feel like they're going to do enough. You never not have enough money. We never time because we have to go to work, etc., etc. Let's keep the music going all damn night. I don't want no dead space. I got enough voices in my head. I don't want no silence. Okay, I've done enough silent retreat. I need music. I need sound. So there should never be a dead space on this show tonight. I'm gonna keep talking and talking and talking and talking. The music's gonna keep playing and playing and playing and playing. I'm talking about we're going from 0 to 60 all the way through. The old Harry is back, okay? Kind of in a way. The old Harry actually has moved on, and in the last 2 years, I think I've changed dramatically, and not in all the good ways as well. Because I'm fighting the desert sickness, guys, and again, there's a theme to the channel. Go listen to Desert Sickness, which is on Desert Underground Volume 3. Okay. And it's not one thing, it's many things. Desert sickness is a lifestyle. It's also a way of life, but it's also a haze that sits over the whole Southwest region and up here in the high desert. And it stretches out, to Utah and kind of curves. It goes through Idaho even a little bit up there in the high desert. But I'm just saying, New Mexico, it's all the same. And it's a lifestyle that you have to, you're born into it. But, you get sucked in quickly and then it's hard to get out. And I've never gotten fully out. I've only been able to make up to the top, and I could put my hand and look my head over, and I was like, shit, and you get sucked back under, okay? But this is my sign this morning, and I've had many signs. I was too stupid to realize them. Not even stupid, just too, I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't educated enough. And I do read, I play stupid very well. I actually prefer to play stupid. That's how you live longer. If you just come out against the gate, you die, you get fired. You have to be a bullshit artist in this world. You have to. And but you can only play so long before the realness kicks in. And I know that I play with fire. Okay, I've always liked fire, literally since I was a kid. If you tell me that shit's hot, I'm still gonna tap that motherfucker. I got to. I'm going to do that, even as a grown man. So I've just learned this about myself. I've accepted it. But I am on the mission to change a few things. I'm gonna ramble a little bit on the subject of spirits. Okay, overall, alcohol is not good. I got the beer in the logo after the first year. This channel is not just about liquor and stuff, but alcohol is very bad for you. It's one of the many things, but it's the gateway that they use to weaken our senses and make us cool with other shit that they put in the brain, or in the airwaves and stuff. Okay. And I believe that they really conjure up spirits somewhere in the production lab, deep, and they probably got a pentagram on the wall and all that shit. I 100% believe this. The record labels do the same thing. When they're doing the masters, they have witch doctors and high priests from the Church of Satan and all sorts of shit, voodoo dog, and they chant and they hum and they actually insert demons. This is already actually fact checked. There was what's the toy company? The big one makes all the damn toys. Haribo, or that's the candy company. The other one, they had a lawsuit because a whistleblower came out and they were putting messages in the dolls. So when the doll goes into you buy it, and now you got a possessed doll in your kid's bedroom. This is real shit. People may not think it's still going on. Now, it's oh, I know this, and no, you probably got hella shit in there. That's But I say that to just say Harry is very conscious and very aware. Okay, even when I'm in my lower vibration, I'm still aware. And even when it sounds like I'm not listening or looks like I'm not listening, I'm definitely listening because my peripheral is immaculate. My peripheral hearing, like a dog, sometimes you can see my ear wiggle. It kind of perks up. I get that little spidey sense in it. I get extra senses. I'm not bullshit. And so, some dead space. It's all good. Let the beat drop. Let's kick back in. So anyway, I feel good about that. It'll make sense later. It makes sense to me now. The point is, keep moving. you keep going on. And before we bring John on here, I do want to say shout out to Brother Ray. I sent Brother Ray a little voice note because we've been a little distant from each other. No particular reason. We were just hanging out together at the Life Surge, which is a very great event. And I did cry. You cannot sit around and listen to the word of God for 8 hours, and then they hit you with the music, and it creeps in. It actually creeps in your chakras. And the motivational speaker, Ed Milet, he was good, man. He was good. And I welted up like a motherfucker, man. But this, like, the spirit was in that motherfucker building, bro. It was a good place to be. I got a lot of crying to do because I don't do much of it. But it's like, I need to be in a padded room. Actually, I want to break some shit. Anyway, and just like, but it was a very good event. I sent him a voice note, man, because what I've realized is, like, God is so patient. Now I'm trying to get to know his son, because that's the one you got to go through to know God and stuff. That's what confuses the fuck out of me. Okay, this whole Jesus God shit. It's God. There's one creator. I'm figuring that shit out on my own, and whatever. I don't care what anybody believes. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even really know what I believe yet. I just know it's something. But I am on my walk slowly and surely. And every Christian says, well, you just ask. Now, I've been asking for years, like literally years. And I might be so hard-headed. And I'm going to say this in the airwaves, because I don't think it'll come to that. But I've been so frustrated sometimes. And like, why don't I get the message? How come I'm not convicted? Where's my conviction? I want to believe in the Lord. Do you believe in Jesus? I want to, I want a reaction like, I don't want to be like that all the time if that's what, everyone's doing. And if he is the way, right? So anyway, there's a few people in my life, to bring it all the way back to moving around and this, it doesn't matter how many. The point is, I do have a couple solid motherfuckers in my life, like super solid, right? And their devotion, their conviction to the Lord, and just through the daily routine, inspires me. Okay, and I do know exactly why. Me and Brother Ray is because, and that's a good thing. Is because my energy and his energy are not the same. He is up here as far as his discipline and his where he's at in his manhood, right? I'm still down here. I'm of the flesh. He literally walks and talks his talk, and I've always appreciated it, but I've never fully understood it until probably the last couple of years, like for real. And I will have my time too. God willing, okay? And I believe he'll keep me here for a while. I do. And that makes me happy. I'm thankful. Thank you to just everybody in general. I hope everybody, no matter when you're listening to this show, if it's 4 years from now, 4 months, I don't care. I hope that we're all in a better place. And not like that kind of better place, but just, I'm always even keeled, but I hope everyone's doing good out there, okay? And shout out to Brother Ray. And we got to give people their flowers while they're here. And I do try to be kind. I've been trying to show like more compassion lately, because I don't like to do a lot of shit for people. I don't like to go out of my way to do shit. And that's something I'm trying to like help more. I don't really give a shit about like possessions and stuff. I had a pair of sunglasses, they fell off my head when we were playing basketball. My son's like, "Can I step on them?" And my first was like, "No." And then they fell again. "Can I step on them?" "Go fuck in the head. Go step on them." So if it's stepping on I said, "You better stomp on them good. Like, don't just," I said, crush them up. Crush them others, Okay. I was the same way. "Daddy, can I break some shit?" "Yeah." Because you know what? They're fucking dollar store sunglasses. Okay. And even if they were like $20, I really don't care about possessions and stuff like that. So in my walk with the Lord and just becoming the ultimate, maximizing my manliness. Like, what's the best man I could be? How do I get there? You know, I took the damn super scenic route, but I'm still. I see the main road ahead for sure. Okay, and I believe that'll make it easier. My battle is substance abuse and drug use. Okay, and I'm happy to shout it out from a mountaintop, but I won't. I've done that many a times before, but like that, I believe that's my ultimate battle, and lust, of course, sex and all this shit, porn, fucking wanting to stick my tongue in every woman's asshole and pussy, and just I can't help it, man. I love pornography. I talk to God every day about that, but I don't want to be ED. Oh my God, don't take away my libido, bro, because I still got to get it on with the wifey and, you know, whoever else I may meet later in life. I'm just saying. But I have a problem. Like, I have a fucking problem. And so, yeah. I wanted to say that. And I wanted to say it again. I'm going to keep fucking saying it. And it's not nothing to brag about. It's not nothing to be ashamed about. Even though there's shame in it, I'm just at that point where it's like, everything is up for grabs, bro. Like, there's no skeletons for real. There may be like one thing. And that's just kind of like, it's not even that big of a fucking deal. You know, but there could be it's like a gray area. And I might even say that other than that, I do this show because it is, at the end of the day, it's my therapy. And I'm just thankful for anybody that wants to be a part of it. But it's therapy for the people. Anybody who may listen. Oh, hell no. Come on now. Wait a minute. I got a short in here. Hold on one sec. I think we got a goddamn mouse in the garage. Goddamn rat back in the pub chewing on my cable. Yeah, motherfucker. We put some traps down there and the little son of a bitch keep gnawing on my cord. God damn it. If he keeps it up, I'm going to put fucking cyanide down that motherfucker. Blow his ass off with the 22 or something, you know? The BB. Anyway. Okay, I got to be sure not to touch this too much. That's what happened last week. So yeah, anyway. And I got a compliment today. Hey, shout out to David Cosgrove. I don't know if you're listening now or still listening. They said send a link. My mother should know. Just anyway, it's like my mom's new friend. I'm gonna call him a boy toy. Little boy toy. Anyway, he used to do a show on public access television, I guess, in California. I should have sent the link to my mama a hell of long ago. I ain't got time, mama. You know the damn channel. Shit. Anyway, she should know. Just click the last link that I sent you last week, mom. It's the link straight to the channel. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, he had a public access show. He's done some things. And he gave the show a listen last week, and he gave me some propers and stuff. Hey man, you got a knack for this, and etc. You're gonna go places and stuff. I appreciate that, man. I do feel comfortable on the mic. I do want to use my voice. I always known that. That's why I started being a rapper. Thought I was a rapper. Fucking shit. That was after basketball. Typical black kid thinks he's gonna be a ball player or a rapper. I couldn't fucking help it, goddamn it. I couldn't help. God damn it. I couldn't help it today. I couldn't help it, guys. I'm Trump washed. What the fuck do you want from me? But anyway, it was like typical shit, right? And then you figure out, oh well, hell, why you gotta be a rapper, buddy? Can't you just do some poetry? Can you be like a Picasso kind of guy? I could do that too. And I do believe I'm gonna get somewhere with this. I don't even got to get to shine. But before I leave this earth, and before I wrap up this segment, because by the time if I keep yapping, John's gonna have a damn pack of smokes gone and just chain smoking away back there. Goddamn, he got the Marlboros and shit. Hey, girl, give me a goddamn Budweiser out that fridge, would you? Shit. Anyway, wish I had a Budweiser. It's hot as fuck up in here. When I ain't got shit, I had 2 micheladas at my son's practice. Okay, they sell beer at the practice. That's about the most Nevada shit I've ever heard, to be honest with you. So anyway, let's throw on one more song here. And why do I got 2 beats played at the same time? All right. So yeah, I hope y'all been highly entertained. Maybe I dropped the gym or not. If anything, I don't mind being a baboon for the camera. I really don't. It's just after you're a circus animal for enough times, it's like, bro, give me one important message to say. I'll dance for you all day, massa. I don't care. Tippy tap, tippy tap. I'll stand on my toes. I'll even bow. Yes, sir. Okay? As long as I get to sleep in the goddamn house with the blanket on the couch or even on the porch. I don't care. Just give me some fucking cover over my head, bro, because the field is rough. Despite the messes in my broken home, I've navigated my yeah. I can only bow down for so long, but I'm going to rebel and buck. I'm going to buck. Oh, I'll be beaten like a... Anyway. I'm trying to be nice tonight. I don't think I've cursed too much. I know I'm going to be at 1,000 subs. So we got 673 tonight. I'm telling everybody, even at the grocery store, hey, baby, subscribe to my channel. So anyway, it's going to stick. It's going to stick in a few people's ears. And let's spread the message, man. This is an open place as far as like, if you know anybody that just is like struggling with stuff, you know what kind of stuff, desert sickness stuff, you fucking sit them, you tell them to come through and be like, it's kind of like a virtual AA. Tell them it's like a virtual AA, but it's tight because the host, you know, yeah, he's not like reformed yet, you know. So we have a good time. It's AA where we still drink a little bit because we understand that, you know, cold turkey for most, it's not always the answer. Unless you just get locked up or something. I ain't trying to have none of that happen, you know. So anyway, wow, this is fun. It's fun. Shout out to Mr. Shannon last week too. Oh, the music stopped. See, I can't keep shit going. I need a producer. Give me a little producer. Goddamn music. Anyway, I woke up in a great mood. And I just want people to know I am thankful. I'm not no fucking atheist motherfucker. If anything, I used to say I was agnostic, but no, I definitely believe in the man. Or, you know, it's just maybe not in the organized sense, okay? But I don't give a fuck. That's nobody's business, okay? Your walk is your walk. My walk's my walk. You know, we're all gonna find out when we die on this motherfucker. All right? So anyway, for more, you want to hear more? The word we go to talk, teach truth. Okay, I just had to say that. I'm thankful. I'm a gracious man. Okay, and I'm trying to spread peace, like those goddamn black kids in Chicago shooting up everything, Chirac and shit, pushing peace, bro. Yeah, you should, motherfuckers. Almost got hit with a stray bullet the other day. These fucking kids shooting. Lucky it was a BB gun. I was standing there getting gas. All of a sudden, ding, ding, oh shit! I got scared as fuck. I had to go home and change my underpants. I said, ooh, I can't be in a real shootout. I freeze up and shit on myself. Woo! I said, you goddamn kids, take that shit somewhere else, man. The fuck, heard that shit. It was like the Trump shit. I said, goddamn. I didn't have no team. And instead of that, I got up and I was like, fuck you. Anyway, I'm wilding. I'm not even drinking or nothing. It's called natural high. Not all highs are natural. Anyway, wow. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna bring John to the stage and shit, because if not, I turn into a fucking goose, like a ham, and I don't want to get my head chopped off like a ham and be on someone's dinner table and shit. So, but it's going to be a good show. DJ Steady, you also got the link. Joey, you got the link. You know, if you come on, you come on. Pub's always open. Tonight we close the doors like who knows. You know, we let all the suspect individuals in the back. and there's like a little underground thing where no traffic, none of that weird shit goes on, just like underground fighting, all shit like that. No weird shit. Okay. It's gonna be hot motherfucking summer. All right. I'm gonna bring John on here, ladies and gentlemen. He's been here before. Okay, he was just here last week. Hell, the graveyard bartender, he says you can't get rid of the motherfucker. I only come in the morning. That son of a bitch was here all night. 4:30 in the morning. I looked on the cameras. I said, "Yep, God damn, that's Reno John slumped over. He was smart enough to fall asleep in the passenger side with his keys on top of the roof. That way the police can't get him for DUI. That was a good move, John. So, without further ado, he's coming back to the building. Ladies and gentlemen, Reno John. Up in the pub. Yes. How you doing there? Let's see.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Oh, shit. Yeah, man. Sorry, I had to rant for a little bit. Just like, I gotta get my mojo, man. Just like I gotta get back into the flow of just talking.
No, I'm digging it. You had me dying over here, man. I'm laughing my ass off. Like,
at least someone is shit. I don't care if you laugh at me or with me. I just like to get some.
No, it's more relatable. It's not necessarily like I'm not saying like you're making. I dig the vibe. Like,
I appreciate it. But even if you were, I do that. I will do that. I just put myself out there, man. I don't.
No, it's a good energy. Like, I like where you're at. Like, it's not unrealistic at all, and I don't think you're making yourself look bad at all by being that way. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, it's kind of that like old saying. I'm just kind of like throwing it out there, like you were saying. So,
hell yeah,
it's a good thing. Sometimes I think that's a very underrated thing about our day-to-day lives is that like we forget that we can bring actually like a bit of storytelling in it, and it's all genuinely from our own experiences, and it's like, it's that whole like who'd have thought that, right? Like who'd have thought old Harry Too Scary, is going through this, or who'd have thought old Reno John was going through that, or maybe sometimes we don't consider the effect that it's like, we might not hit the same vibes, maybe it is about, like you said, like earlier at the beginning of your show, you think maybe by word of mouth alone, I think you're right, like people eventually come around, maybe hey, let's check this thing out. I've heard about this podcast, or I've seen clips on YouTube about that podcast, and so maybe it's just chance, like we're all just waiting on the right kind of like moments to catch each other. But it's just like, again, like at least you've had good collaborations, like you said, you've been on point with this, at least as far as presentation wise. You come every week and you do your thing, so that's always a good look.
Oh yeah,
it's good to be able to be vocal even in our doubts, in our moments of not being too sure. We're going, hey man, I don't know, like based on how things have been going. I honestly feel like I feel you on that. Like sometimes I'm looking around going like, hey man, like I am growing in my spiritual journey too still. I know that. I know I got plenty of room to grow. I got some good experience and all too. Maybe I come a little off the wall than most might think, because you don't necessarily look and think, oh, this guy's got generally that experience. How do you know?
And that's where conversations come in, and no better conversations. Get to know somebody over a beer, man. Like, or coffee, your choice. But like it's a local loose setting, and yeah, thank you for that, man. Just everything starts from just a thought, right? Just like, oh, I thought about it, and then slowly but surely, man. But with the compliment I got earlier today from Mr. Cosgrove, he has a show on YouTube, or it's on YouTube, but it was years ago. I guess public access, whatever. But he's in the field. He's like, man, he's like, you just got it. You got it. Something. And I was like, oh, thank you, bro. And as we go on and it formulates, who knows where we'll go. But I think it's important for people to laugh at themselves. And I think it's important to like put yourself on display. The government already knows all my dirty shit. The NSA, the CIA, like there's some dude in the office that like sees me fucking just fucking beating my shit raw every day, right? That's already footage out there of that. So it's like it's the 8 Mile approach, you know. Just I'm gonna tell you about the stain before you even have something to say. But it's also like I'm really not. I felt shame, like gritty, since I was born. Like, you know, like literally, I've always felt like kind of dirty, and but not dirty like in a like oh poor me way. Just like dirty, like fuck man, like I need to find my way to some cleanliness or to this side, to God, to something. Like I can hang down here with the heathens and shit. It's cool, but you know, okay. I had this analogy. I don't know. This is a real like thing. So I don't know if it's like realistic. I am open to getting baptized, but I was wondering because I don't know nothing about it. I'll ask Ray. I've asked a couple of people. But what if like I'm not saying like I'm gonna get baptized and just never know I'm a fucking addict, a lifelong addict, all that shit. That's never going away. But what if like when I do pray, when I reach out and stuff, right? What if it's like say like a helicopter, right? You're looking for like a suspect, you know, like you know he's down there, he's in the car, or like you know, but it's God, wherever, and he's like. He knows the make and model because he made the fucking car, but he can't really get to you because the car's covered in a lot of like dead branches, leaves, you know, it's an abandoned car, but someone's sleeping in there. But like he can't really see you, but he knows you're down there. But he's like, motherfucker, just take some of the branches off, you know, clean the windows a little bit, bro. I can't even see in the window. You want my help? But like, and so for me, I was thinking, well, shit, what if I get. And it's probably the opposite. You probably have to find a church. You have to go there, prove yourself. Okay, a couple months. But it's like, yo, is there a place like they have like a mobile baptism, like 1-800 get baptized, like online, and motherfucker will show up and like I want to get back to like to just rent some of the shit off me and like start fresh and then like, okay, God, look, you know what I mean? Not like get baptized and I'm like super changed. I just want to get baptized so like maybe my spirit won't feel dirty, bro. Does that make sense?
I mean, I hear you. Like, I get where you're coming from too. Where, like, I guess to be honest, I think what you're kind of saying, from what I'm hearing you say, in a way, and kind of because at least I know you a bit, you know, to like at least kind of understand what you're trying to relay. I get that what you're kind of saying in a way, which to be honest, if you want to say a whole lot less, you could just say you're very unapologetic in the way you live your life, which is actually a fair thing to be because, like you said, like you don't mind what it may look like on the outside looking in because that's not a concern. And you're right, you know, that's not something typically we should be so worried about. Yeah, I mean, there's a certain level of consideration in knowing like, oh, okay, like sure, we have this effect on others. If like, okay, like for instance, if you're that one person that's bumping music, you know, unreasonably loud in the neighborhood, you know, beyond 11 o'clock at night, you know, you're kind of just asking for it, you know what I mean? Somebody's going to complain, you kind of know. So don't like blow everything off is all I'm saying, to the point of where like if you don't care, then don't be worried if somebody makes that call on you kind of thing. But as far as like a two-part issue, I see what you're saying. Like the weight of like what we allow ourselves to go through can be hella incredible, you know. And so like to feel like there's this need to get right just enough, you know, I think that's more like, you know, I guess the word could be like consolidate. Like you're trying to figure, you know, in your part of the journey still, like what is useful, what is not, what do I really need to get away from, what would help me get better on it. You know, it's a balancing act kind of thing. Like for instance, you know me, I'm not the biggest drinker. Maybe I've had a few on your shows before. I'm not. Today, me and my buddy, this is what's left in this glass here of the Slurricane Sweet Tea, which is actually pretty bomb. It's the Magazine Street E40 label, Magazine Street official made Slurricane. It's the sweet tea version.
And he's drinking again?
Yeah, yeah. And again, I feel bad because again, I know right where you're coming from. Like, I've asked myself, like, I think I let myself go a little bit too much. I told you this, I think the other day too. Like, I don't always want to be going necessarily to this casino and just dumping money in a machine, or what else do we have? Like we mentioned this before. Like I feel like it's especially living in Reno. It's like it's all one big balancing act. It's like how much can you it's like a everyday check-in, some say it like a every minute check-in where with yourself you got to tell yourself like, okay, it's just like life. It's like if you're gonna live and choose this and know what the consequences are to what we choose, then you gotta, it's that make your bed lie in it kind of, effect. It's like we know if we do something, this is most likely what's gonna be our reception of it all. So like to be honest, I got baptized in jail. You know how janky my baptism was. I had the minister come in, and he came in and he did it whole, the whole ritualistic, read through the verses of everything, and all he did is he took a literal spring bottle of water and dumped it over our heads, the people that wanted to get baptized, over a little area where it was going to go down. It was
That's
literally going to go down. Yeah. So just the
that's
fact is,
dope.
like,
But
the truth of the matter is a commitment with yourself and God, like you
yeah,
already said. Like, as long as you're balancing your shit out, like you're already doing the best you can. Don't hold that against yourself. But the truth is,
I'm doing.
when you get baptized, it's all about repent. In the whole biblical sense, all it is you're making that promise with yourself and God that you're going to do everything you can to steer clear. So it's almost like all you're doing is you're just setting yourself on that path where you're going to say, okay, now from here on out, however it plays out method
Mm.
is whatever God wants for me, right? So I have to face it. It's paying dues,
I mean,
avoiding it as it's can you live with that
yeah.
though? Like it's why it's a choice. It's can you live with that? Are you really want that?
Well, and I've heard this description of that before, which actually kept me away because I'm like, hell nah, I want to do some more drugs. I want to drink. I want to smoke weed, fornicate a little bit more, God, a little bit more. And, and so maybe I'm ass backwards. I accept that, but it was just a thought. Like,
I'm very conflicted with my usage of even just weed and when I drink and I
right,
smoke cigarettes and
but
stuff. But it's like at the same time, like there's very big
but
parts that are debatable.
but I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna get baptized and be like, oh, I'm gonna change. No, I'm saying like internally, I feel grimy, bro, and but that's naturally. That shit, some shit happened to me, maybe made me that way against my will, and then my choices since then, just like, and so I'm wondering, well, let me get baptized and like he could see me better. It's just like, all right, motherfucker, wash some of that dirt off you, then, boy. Like when you're a kid, take your shoes and fucking pants off and leave them in the doorway. Don't track all that shit in my house. So, yeah, I want to strip down to my underwear and go straight to the bathtub. Okay.
Can I, can I ask a question though, real quick? Like,
Yeah.
have you attended church at all in recent, by any chance? Like in the recent years or
Well,
so?
um, I did the life surge with Brother Ray this last week, and I went to Brother Ray's church one time since I've been here. Uh, but I went one time, and then no. I mean, no. I went one time in 2 years, and then in Utah, uh, I think I
Well,
never went to
let,
church. And then
let,
growing
let me,
up,
yeah.
I went to church like I remember 2 times going to church growing up.
Well, let me put it to you like this: what if I told you that it's not about putting stock into how you do it when you go to church? Because everyone's got their different little facets of how they have little tributes that they pay,
Yeah.
to what makes sense. Like I've attended a lot of different churches living here in Reno. Like I really have. I got a few I still like to go to on occasion when I feel it, and honestly, I feel like there's a certain level of like, you know what? Like the church itself is a place of God. It's meant to be the place of God, like a place to go to find the peace, if you will. It's like seeking asylum, right? But the truth is it goes so far back that it doesn't need an institution. It doesn't necessarily need you to go and attend within certain walls just to get that same emotion. It's why I guess like you could say earlier, you were like, I'm trying to catch my mojo or whatever. It's something like that, like kind of like Austin Powers shit. Like, you know, if you look at the way they use the whole mojo and that, which is that it's almost like, do you ever really lose? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could put it in question, sure, but it's just like, again, why do you want to doubt? Like, you know, like, again, like, for all you know, God is showing you the right way. Like, if you found a good inspiration in the life search thing when you went, like, that's awesome, because it's hard to sit through that much and digest that much from those many speakers, that many speakers, exactly that many topics. And when it delves into what, like, I mean, theology goes on for days, dude. Like, it takes
That's why when they
well
came to work that
educated
night,
people.
I was I was like, I was just like, I was, I just wanted to go home and like read scriptures, meditate, and just like chill. I was like, fuck all this music and these drunks and these fucking alcoholics, you know, like
Sometimes that's all it is. It's like that's what the word grounding generally means. Is like we gotta like we you know, there's different times where it's like you just know, you know, you're like, I gotta get away from the big city. I gotta go find my way into nature. I gotta go camping or something, you know, it's the summertime, you know, I gotta go, you know, it's like you just know you're like, I gotta get those other moments in, you know, and it's like that's what I mean. Life is like one big great balancing act that it's like, you know what? None of us are really more on top of or not as on top of as anyone else. You know, it's like my whole thing is like we're already kind of like all 1 foot out the door anyway in life. You know what I mean? We live so quick nowadays. We make our decisions so quick. We try to, you know, justify things so quick. We try to move so quick. You know, it's kind of like that movie Click. It's like if you could really fast forward through everything just to get to the little tidbits you want to get to, you would start to realize you miss everything.
if
You
we go,
know,
let's go into. Let me ask you real quick. There's some people that those, you know, they're kind of like unapologetic, like, well, you made the decision, so live with it. It's like, okay, I get it, but I like to throw a little curve in there, and you know, we could all be there, but sometimes you only got like two choices, and both of them really aren't. So you still gotta make a choice, yes. But what about like for the people, or even just regular folks, who, I really sit and think about shit, and I'm like, okay, I got like three options, and damn, A, B, C, and say I go with C, and it's like, but sometimes how you get there, it could be your fault, it could not be your fault. Other people, you know, and all of a sudden you're like, damn, is there like, do you vibe with that? Like, as far as like people, or have you ever felt that way, to where it's like, or has someone ever kind of told you like, well, you know, you made the choice, but you're like, but you wanted, I don't know, maybe more like sympathy from them, like yes, I made the choice, but I had fucked up choices.
like, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of how I feel like I'm living right now to an extent. You know, as I've mentioned a few times before, like things with my baby mama, like I actually like perfect example is like when she trips on me about how things are going in regards to our daughter, and then it's like she tries to kind of almost like only like fall back to like throwing it in my face kind of thing, like, well, at least you get to see her and this and that, and I'm like, there's so many things I could literally like pick her apart about right now. It's not even funny, but like the truth is, like, why trip on me for being a part of when she's the one that chose to walk away in the first place? Like, you can't make me feel bad over the fact that the matter is that, again, out of the choices, like, this not how I want it to be. Still, like, I'd rather, you know, I could trust her, I could walk up with, or I could work with her, and we could have that dynamic where, again, like, for instance, at any point over this last little over a year and a half, like, should I have needed a minute myself, which believe me, I have, like, where if I could have like fell back and kind of gone like, hey, I'm gonna rest and just, you know, you got the kid, you're gonna watch her, you know, you're good, okay, cool, I got you, all right, whatever, boom, you know what I mean? Like, she's not been really present at all. Like, so again, like, not having, like, feeling helpless, truly helpless in a situation because you know it's not on you. Like, yeah, I know what that's like. I'm living that in a lot of ways right now, and it sucks because, again, like, it's not that I don't necessarily trust her. It's just that, again, she hasn't shown up. Period. Like, what tells me that there ain't gonna be a time where she's tried to trip on me. Like, well, you should just allow me to like take her and and go do whatever I want to do with her for a couple hours or whatever. And it's not like I don't figure I can't and it wouldn't be all right. But it's like, what tells me anything about if you can't even bother to come see her at any given point just to spend time with her, however it is, not that that should stop her anyway, and yet it does. Like, what tells me that in a very blink of an eye, if one of your friends sends you a message about something or whatever, like you're not gonna flip the script, and then yet you still got my daughter along, and yet you're gonna pull. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I
That
fucking can't. Out of all
that's
options, I'll be the dickhead that makes it seem like I'm sorry. All I'm gonna do is be like, I can't, dude. Like, I'm sorry, I can't co-sign doing something that just don't make sense because as soon
you
as
should
you turn on,
yeah.
yeah, I'm like, and it's not that I don't trust her. You know what I mean? It's just like
Well,
I'm
you
not
can't.
gonna take a chance on my daughter's life about it, dude. I'm sorry. Like,
You
again,
kind of, it's kind of a well. Either way, you kind of don't trust her. And that's fine. You shouldn't trust, and you shouldn't trust a dude either, ladies. If you got a punk ass baby daddy, who at least I do some shit, but I hold my shit down. God damn it, I'm a functioning
yeah,
motherfucker.
no, and I've done everything. Yeah, I've done everything I can to try to be as fair as I can. 'Cause I told her I'd rather work with her than her parents. But it's like right now, I got a fucked up scenario. She signed her parental rights away. Her parents have her parental rights. I'm maintaining my position. I would rather have my daughter here with me on an everyday basis, and that's just how it is. Because I told everyone that's how
Let me
I'd
ask
rather
you
it be.
are, you're trying to get like the parents don't want to just give the custody over to you though. Like so you have
Like,
to.
like it's not even been established, dude. Like all I know is like it's been the funkiest thing ever. Like as
You
soon
on the
as we
birth
brought
certificate
our
though? Is
like
your name?
yeah. No, like and I'm very involved and it's like we're doing pretty good with working with each
Yeah.
other and all, but this is not very ideal for me either. Like I'm very not comfortable with it. Every day I wake up feeling kind of helpless. Like I don't even feel like they give two shits about my say in anything right now. Like they'll just do whatever they want to do, and they basically feel like they're running charge. They're leading the shit, and I'm like, I never asked y'all to do it necessarily. Like I never really wanted to leave it up to that. I still don't. Like I'd rather, like, and I look at the option of like even if I fight and take it to the courts,
Yeah.
like that's not really much gonna make it better in my life. That might make it worse for me.
It might, but if you, to my knowledge, I've done some study on this. Whoever get to the court first, dude. Like if you're on the certificate, that's your child. You should be able to go down there tomorrow and be like, yo, this is the situation, and got a job, this and this. Like to my knowledge, that's like the first one to kind of get there is the one who's like leading the charge from them. They could be spiteful and stuff, but if you like get the ball on it, bro, don't show your girl this show or nothing. Get the ball rolling and be like, okay, like, and ask somebody like, what's gonna, how's it gonna work out in my favor? This and this. Start building your shit, and then like, by the time they get wind of it, legally, they can't do a motherfucking thing, and you win.
I know, but in a lot of ways, like that's what I'm afraid of is because like my baby mama tries to spin it like her parents are trying to take our daughter from us, and they've given me no real reason to feel threatened like that in a real sense, and it's just because I know she's upset because of the position she's inevitably put herself in. That the
But
fucked up thing is though is like
see,
I know her parents are kind of
no.
different,
See,
but
you
it's
just said
like
your girl though. Don't. Like your girl already gave up her rights. I know. See, that's a nice guy in you, John. Fuck that shit. She gave up her
yeah.
rights, so you gotta treat her. She's for treat her how she gave it up. Boom, and then that's just between you and the parents. Now you get the ball rolling,
That's
and
why
then
what
now
I'm saying ultimately though is that like we work together well for what it's worth, and all on the regular, but it's just like there's just some parts that it's like I don't know. I guess it's just the dad in me, the way I want to be,
you're dude,
like kind
you're a
of
man,
stuff.
and that's your seed, bro.
I
So like,
know, and I still
right,
fucked up though. If I start fighting, if we've only been on the same page trying to be
don't feel
good, it's
fucked
just
up.
like at the same time, like I feel fucked up because
No,
like if I fight, maybe that makes it harder on all of us. You know what I mean? And again, I don't necessarily want like I'm looking at realistically is all I'm saying. I don't want CPS to come get involved. I don't want to have somebody have to mediate over me just so I can see my daughter. Just to be like, well, we have to make sure all the damn time. Like I know how it exists. My parents divorced when I was young. I had to go fly back and forth ever since I was little from here to Illinois, dude.
you apply for the full custody though, off the rip though.
Like
I
I'm
mean,
gonna do. I mean, I don't know. Like that's what I know. It's
well,
the weirdest
just
fucking
talk to
thing.
an attorney, like, be like, yo, like, so by the time they
I
catch
talked
wind,
to it. Yeah, I
you
talked
know,
to another attorney one time, but it's like again, it's just like again, it's hard because it's like if anything, I'm fighting them And it's just like, man, I don't want to necessarily do that either because there's.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's do our best to get John donate to the show first. Hi to Pubcast Cash App. But let's get John, an attorney, here live on the show. As a matter of fact, I'm going to interview an attorney, and we're going to mediate this live. We're going to have our first episode of a family trial here on the Harrison Drinkin Again Pubcast, November 23rd, 2025. And this man will be awarded full custody of his beautiful baby girl, and he won't have to take any shit from Biden and fucking Hillary and whoever the fuck. You'll run the show, all right? But no, that's the man in you, bro. Look, one of the reasons why I stayed and like I have a commitment. Period. I don't want a lot of children with a lot of different women. Hell no. I want one, maybe two. That's it. Now, baby mamas I'm talking about, not kids. Nah, but like I made it. I didn't want to leave a little boy abandoned, bro. You know, if I had a girl, I wouldn't have felt as strong initially, but now looking back, hell yeah, bro. Like, and so I even tell his mom, like when I get on her bad side or she gets on mine, we're kind of bitching. It's like, look, before we even split up, like we decided to make this kid together. So I'm one of the people that thinks it's better to stay for the fucking kid, man. Because there's, oh, you got to worry about yourself. And yeah, but I'm cool no matter what. Because I'm still going to do me regardless to a degree. Like, that's the freedom I move with. And until I don't know. Sometimes it's like I Love Lucy, bro. Matter of fact, me and my girl could get twin beds. And then we have like then we have like a boogie room to where we go get it on. You know, we have a little king size bed in there in the guest room. Yeah, we go make love in the guest room where the parents stay when they come, and then we'll sleep in twin beds. I can live like that, like honestly, shit. But I think it's cool, man, because like my kid knows he's loved, and we're not like we're cool. Like I love his mom. Like I think we're friends, you know, and which is probably the best thing. And actually, I think I treat her too much like a friend. She gets mad about that, like. Too much, like almost like one of the guys and shit, one of the fellas and shit. Just I don't know, but either way, I feel you, man, and thank you for sharing that. Like, you know, because I don't know, being a father like changed me for the better. I wish I would have waited even a little bit longer so I would be a little more mature and shit. But because I'm still a kid, and my brain, according to professionals, your brain stops like developing when you do drugs, and I was on pharmacy drugs at like 6 years old, and I had my first cigarette by 7, and first taste of vodka by 8 or 9, methamphetamines by 12, and coke by 17, 18, and then more methamphetamines and tobacco and weed since 11. I forgot the weed. Fuck, man, holy shit. No, but and then back on prescription drugs in 2014 on some Prozac for fucking bipolar. He wanted me to go get diagnosed. He gave me the shit, made me crazy. I went back, he gave me lithium, and then the lithium, I'm like, bro, I got the same shit. I'm fucking dick hard, just psycho, bro. Like energy through the roof. I'm like, what is this shit? And then I said, fuck it. I'm a street guy, you know. I just do recreation shit, man. I'm gonna smoke my weed, have a shot of liquor a day. I don't give a fuck. That's got to be the same as the pills that your ass is giving me. I swear to God. But like, I'm a drink and smoke. I'm a smoke a lot, drink a little, man, and just maintain a moderated diet and rock the fuck out. And then I found a way to kick the depression, all that shit, man. That was my last time going dark, bro. What was that? 11 years ago? About 20? No, shit. Way before 20. I was like 24. It was before the car was born. But anyway, like 23, 24. I went through that fit again, man. That dark cloud came, and I said, no. That Prozac's a motherfucker, bro. Like, if I had to go to war or say I like knew I was facing like a prison, you know, if I was like P. Diddy right now, I'd be telling my lawyers, give me some Prozac, nigga. I swear to God, that shit scared the fuck out of me. Like, it's a slow, it takes a month to kick in, it's just, and like, my thoughts was, I was just like brought out, like super aggressive me, like I was attracting the wrong shit, man. I'm like, what is this? Just my bravado, and like, I didn't give a fuck, man. Like, I don't know, it was scary, dude. It was really scary. And like, I was living in Idaho, a bunch of rednecks and shit. Like,
yeah, I pulled it out with a lot of prescription medications and shit in my time. But no, I started at a like accelerated rate too. Like I was on fucking painkillers when I was 5 years old because got myself caught on fire when I was 5 years old. Almost didn't make it. Like I had like 50% of my body was covered in third-degree burns. Right now, it just covers like my arm going up over my shoulder, kind of over my bicep on my left side, over, crossed over to my neck. But at the time, because I was so little, that was like most of my body, all third-degree burn and shit. And so I was on like pain pills and like, shit. Got me in all kinds of shit. Yeah, no, I started smoking when I was real little. I started drinking when I was real little. Like, it kind of.
That was the days, man, when you used to still the cigarettes out your friend's mom's pack. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the first cigarette, man. I believe, I had a punk ass, whatever, stepdad at the time, whatever. He used to smoke basics and GPCs, and I miss me a good old basic, boy. They were like my friend's mom used to smoke the Misties, the long motherfuckers,
Right.
Hey, smoke is a good time. I love to smoke. Not like
I think the first I ever had was probably like a Marlboro.
Yeah, cigars. I mean, I remember around 11, 12, like the big kids, they had the Red Man Indian chew, and you just put the chew in the pipe. And you remember the pipe that they would make with the they cut a piece of a garden hose and just stuff a little bolt stripper in there, whatever the fuck. And then
I've done a few less than reputable ones. Like I remember how dumb it was trying to fucking use a can or some shit, or people use the Apple or.
Oh, I still go to the Apple a lot. I just threw one away a month ago. Apple's the shit.
Oh, yes, you're supposed to eat the motherfucker down after you use it.
Oh, no, I said the bitch let it rot. Yeah. Hey.
Supposed to get your nourishment and you're supposed to eat it when you get done hitting the bit.
That's how we got here, man. The bitch ate the apple, man. I ain't eating that fucking shit, man. Fuck that. That's what got us here. Bullshit. Everything was all good before the bitch ate the apple, dude. I don't even like apples. Matter of fact, I hate apples so much. My first revolt was in first grade when they tried to get us to watch Johnny Appleseed. And I stood up and I said, just kidding. I sat there and watched that thing. Yeah, I love apples. I don't love them. My favorite is the raspberry and blackberry. Oh, dude, all day. Like, just give me berries. Okay, that's my life can go.
No, I got a question for you though. How would you feel about some shrooms though? About this point. Do you know they have more medicinal qualities to them than they give them credit for nowadays? Like they're still learning that like this shrooms alone is good as microdosing.
Talk about shrooms, bro. Seriously, spit all your knowledge on shrooms. I'm gonna come back. I just gotta get some water. 2 seconds. But talk about psilocybin. I love drugs. I love drugs. Hey guys, come on, don't get the Reagan people on me. There's good.
I'm just saying we never talk about it. I had that. I'm just saying I've heard it's got some good medicinal qualities to it at this point.
Let's do some shrooms together, brother.
Do it. Shit. I heard some shit, but I don't know, man. I'm super about shit. It's been a minute since I did some fucking things.
How'd it feel to be a host, man?
I'm sorry, I'm not doing that very well. I'm like,
I had to go grab just a little bit of.
I was hoping you could come back quicker. I'm sorry, no, I'm just saying, like, I was stalling. I couldn't say shit. Like, I'm thinking over here because you said psilocybin and did that, but I'm like, I don't know all my shit.
Okay, I was just like, I was gonna fill it all the way up. I was like, let me just see. I said, fuck it, let me just get a little sip, man. I can't be looking like Tyrone Biggums and shit.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm still, like I said, I'm still sipping on this shit. This shit is heavy, man. It's vodka based or whatever. It's that slurricane.
I just want to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, Harris
Me
is
and my
drinking
brother.
again. I bullshit and fuck around. I do spread little messages. There's the number for the thing. Whatever. Always remember to drink responsibly. Okay. Sorry. Get my little disclaimers because I've only had this little shooter tonight. That's all I got, man. I don't really want to drink. I did have 2 Modelo's. But
No, no, it's
last
good
night,
to get it. I know I didn't fucking do shit but sleep all day yesterday, man. As much as I could, I was dead. I don't never get to sleep in, so I slept in. I was like, next thing I knew, I slept in. It was all day. I still hurt like hell when I woke up today. I was like, I slept pretty good though, and I'm just like, I'm still feeling dead. I'm like, I got to get back at this shit tomorrow. Like honestly, I'm grateful. Like you were saying early on in the show, I'm very grateful though about a lot of shit. Like again, my buddy Russell came over. I was trying to get him to make an appearance, even just if I could show you off through the phone here, but he had to leave, and me and him just like shared down this big ass bottle of the fucking E40
we
magazine sweet her
let me ask you
hurricane
about
sweet
that.
tea.
You, I feel so thankful and grateful, but I can to people in my life, couple people, and like I can never repay them through monetary. And I even, if I could walk the ends of the earth, I sit like, and I probably haven't shown that back to them, but they mean the fucking world to me, dude. And that's part of my thinking to where I'm not good enough. That's my thinking of that grit and that grime and that I was born dirty. I don't know. I just always felt like not good enough. But yeah, I'm loved by enough people, and it's like I feel indebted, and it makes me feel bad. It kind of adds to the dirtiness. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's the funny thing is there's almost like a weight to everything good and everything bad just as much. There's a different kind of weight. Like it's funny how like the weight of uplifting, like when you feel good about something, like there's that almost like you get that like feeling of uplifting, you know what I'm saying? You feel just as much pulled right back down into your, you feel like secure, you know what I mean? Because there's a certain amount of like, weight to that. Like again, there's the, it carries differently. So it's like just as much as any negative can beat us the fuck down, in our spiritual journey. And we're just going to end up feeling that shit. You know what I mean? Like the truth is like, I was kind of saying a bit ago, it's all really just one big ass balancing act that really none of us can really truly have down. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the thing about, said experience each one of us brings to the table. It's why we're all very valuable to the very same table. It's like if I could explain just as much as I wish I had the words for it, like exactly like kind of what you're saying, just as much like there's so many people I feel indebted to already as well that I feel like I couldn't do enough to show as much as my gratitude would really allow. Like I feel like I want to
Yeah.
be limited by nothing.
I think the only way we could do that, and I thought about this as I was walking out the front door today, I was like, well, the past is the past. The only way I could do that is like being successful, being the best man I can be, the healthiest I can be, and like growing my family, and whatever, just like be a good person, and then like they're happy because of that, and I said, shit, that's kind of a harder task than just, can I give you like $3 million, motherfucker? I love you, it's like,
Yeah.
but it's that deeper connection, that deeper commitment, and I'm not gonna lie, that's scary as fuck, man.
No, it is because to realize that you're basically like, with said commitment being what it is, that yeah, when you're committed even to improving yourself, right? Like you realize you're putting it all in, that's why, things often mean the world to us when it does come true. It's like why it's good to, see that we have goals and try to achieve them. You're not wrong for feeling like, damn, I'm feeling like scrambled eggs here. Like I'm all over the place. Like, don't even know where it's at. Like, is it this? Is it like that? Like I'm racking my brain. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I feel like that's the thing. We're all feeling a type of way like that. We're scrambling. Feeling all these things because of the just.
Oh, I love it when you're scrambling and scraping for shit, Daddy. I like that, Daddy. I like when you're scrambling and scraping for shit. Yeah, John. Hey, when you gonna come party with me, John? You never partied before, party. No, I was just kidding.
Oh boy.
No Diddy. That was a great clip, dude. That was like, oh my god, that was just amazing.
Yeah, we're often all in the same boat, and that's the thing is like no one's really trying to like offset nobody else, but it's like it's oftentimes we're all in the same boat. You know, how do we uplift one another the most? Like I think that's the thing is you kind of have to look within yourself again and kind of say if all I can do is like you said a second ago, make myself the best me I can make at the end of the day. Like even if all you grade that on is the things you say, well, hey, I didn't have half as many drinks today, or if you said, hey, I didn't, do this or that today, like, okay, that's progress, it's all progress, like we just got to find, again, what works for ourselves, like what I might have might not be the same for you. Yeah, we can both still relate and be chilling and whatever. Yeah, like, we could be like you said, take this party on the road. We can go party, whatever. But it's just like, I don't want to be the guy that's the hindrance to your progress either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be the guy that I feel like, again, like oftentimes I feel like we just, it's the underrated, underappreciated version of, not always showing how people do matter in this world if we don't even just consider, the other person sometimes. So I know I'm kind of a little reckless my own self because I put, myself aside enough to look at other people. And a lot of times, like you were saying with my baby mama earlier, it's like, oh, let that shit go. You got to just do what you got to do. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I could cut a whole lot in half real quick and just cut that shit right the fuck out. But, again, it's what I really live by and what I believe in is that, like, it's how do I live with that? Because again, I'm gonna live with myself. I'm gonna live with my decisions. I can live with how it is with what I'm being presented. I got no choice. But I think the whole thing is that's the whole make your bed, lie in it thing I was mentioning earlier. Is that it's like again, you got to understand. We all got to understand it's our own decisions that we're really wrestling with. So it's like I know where I've been saying like a fool forever, like, oh, I'm gonna quit smoking cigarettes, and here I am smoking another cigarette and smoking another cigarette. I look real good, don't I? Like when I can't even get my shit together enough like that. And it's like, honest to God, I'm at the point where I'm not gonna let it beat me down too much, no. But the truth is, like, yeah, I'm working on it. Like, I want to cut these bastards out quick. Like, you couldn't get me off these fuckers enough. I've always told people I feel like I'm hard headed. I'm like, you'd have to fucking tie me the fuck down to the bed or something and come assist me in every goddamn thing long enough
With
to
a hole in
get
your
this shit
throat,
out of my
still
system.
smoking that.
Like, I'm hardcore, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I'm like, that's just, I know myself well. I'm like, I know I'm gonna be that dumb motherfucker that's gonna push my luck, bro. I'm like, I want a motherfucking cigarette, and motherfuckers can't talk me out of it. I'm fucking damn hard headed.
Marlboro man, yeah, he roped you. He got the rope around your neck. Now you know how it feels like to be. Never mind.
No, you're good.
A slave.
It's like,
Yeah, man. Hey, can I gotta bring up something, and this shit might, because I'm not afraid. I should be afraid. No, I'm not even gonna go there. Actually, I'm gonna bring it up because I don't stray away from nothing. But I gotta let these people know this is not a hate fucking thing. I have a question for the Jews, for the Jewish community, aka the small hats. I didn't call them that. That's what YouTubers call them because you can't even say Jew. First they were Jewish, now they're Jew. You can't say Jew. I swear to God. And here in Reno, there's a billboard, something about Jew hate. It says, 80 years. We're only 80 years from the genocide. So this billboard, something, and it's like JewsBelong.org or something. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, we're like 80 or so less years from slavery as well. And like, but like, I don't see what about black hate? If the classic American whites would like to put up a billboard and, hey, white man, we feel fucking shit now too because all these motherfuckers taking our jobs, etc., coming in our communities, looting, robbing. I don't know. They're so powerful because they stick together. But this message is also for the black community. Like, they kill Pac, they kill Malcolm X, they kill we go down the list. Come on, so many to name, but those are the two prominent ones because of they unify. Even SPM, you know, he's fucking his charges or whatever, but he was bringing the raza together, you know, like his voice was so powerful, man. And why can't there be, or it doesn't matter, fathers and you know, why can't that message still, something about child predators? Like, if we're so considerate about, you know, kids and stuff, why isn't there a, it just seems like this thing, the Holocaust, but like slavery is supposed to be happening right here in America. Not all the motherfuckers was brought from Africa. That's some bullshit. That's complete bullshit. We can go into that, but they came here, conquer shit. Even the Irish were fucking slaves. They had some horrible shit happen. They were treated like fucking N-words too back then. I don't know. I just had a rant about that. It's just like, why is it just Jew hate? And to be honest, I don't know nothing about a Jew, bro. I just know that they run the music industry and they're good with their fucking money. And I think they might have big noses or small noses. I can't remember what the stereotype is. I don't know how to spot one. I'm just saying. Oh, actually, I do by the names, the last names, like Stein, Steen, and all these like ding, ding. If it sounds like a rich motherfucking name, it's probably it. Not you. Now, I didn't say nothing hateful. It's a question, and it's actually props because they talk about all the blacks. No, black motherfuckers, even in jail, bro. That's why the whites and the Mexicans run. It's like if the brothers got together on the yard, what the fuck, Bloods, Chris? It's like motherfuckers. These motherfuckers is together eating spreads, but like, it's mind-boggling, and it just goes to show like the mind fuck played on everybody, man. Like,
I think the weird thing is just not understanding each other's customs to some extent. Like again, like for instance, like the whole Israel thing. You know, that's of the very big, you know, if you will, Jewish community under attack, if you will, right now. So they say, you know, like before it was what, Gaza, you know, it's like it's consistently somewhere, you know, it's Palestine, you know, like that's, you know,
yeah,
you know, even though you may not think about it to be this way, but it's like we're America, right? We're a melting pot. We're everybody. You know what I mean? We're our own. But we're everybody too, you know what I mean? And it's to understand each other's culture, you know, and that, like, again, there's, you know, no difference in if it was maybe a Black Lives Matter or whatever campaign or this or that. But again, the funny thing is like, you know, yeah, you look at it a little different when you don't necessarily know how to identify that and say like, okay, well, why am I seeing this advo or whatever? Why is it that it's just this organization or that organization? Why is it a unified, like, don't hate group or something? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like,
we're only 5 years from Epstein's death. We still haven't seen the files. Like, there's child sex traffickers working in your fucking school system. There's, you know, working coaches and shit. Like, I don't know. So it's just questions like,
you know, about like for instance, I almost sent you the link earlier, but you could look it up on YouTube. But there's this thing that we were talking about a few shows back about why planes were crashing and this and that. There was this lady, she was talking all about it, about breaking down, you know, just why like that one with the helicopter and all on the tarmac in Washington crashed, you know, and things like that, you know, like some of what they said, like, again, they still won't know for sure for the next couple of years, but they're going to be going over everything, you know, and kind of trying to figure it out. But she could inexperienced in that field, you know, because most of these people are learning off of screens, you know, they're learning off of simulations, you know, there's no real consequence in them, you know, there's no real effects to be, you know, having to, you know, adapt to, you know,
yeah. I don't know, man. Some shit going around, going down. That's why I want to get too crazy with my mouth, you know.
Like, we don't know, like, you know, we still, you know, for all we do know in this world, it's like, you know, again, and we're still trying to figure shit out on the regular, you know, like nobody really, you know, knows, you know, what is the model for life right now that it's like, oh, we're all supposed to live like this? Like, how does everyone just know? Like,
you don't know it? Dude, you don't even know it? I know. You don't know the model? The model's like easy. Once you know the model, you can just do anything you want.
I mean, how do you know though? Like, what it works for each person, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you never know,
Because
man.
I know
Like,
the truth. I know the truth, Jonathan, and you don't. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know shit. Is there a code? Is there like a
I won't. I don't claim to know much.
hey? What if to get into the heaven and pearly gate there's like a secret hand, the code or like hey, yeah they think the key's under the mat, but it's really in the light fixture or some shit. You're like, damn, but you didn't do what you're supposed to look up and see the light fixture. So and then the floor mat opens up like the thing in the slide. That'd be wild because you're supposed
I
to
don't
see the
know.
light. Oh, that's a good analogy. Yeah, you're floating up, but you never seen the light. You get to the doorway, but there was no light. You didn't have
I don't
oh
know.
shit.
I don't know. I always kind of felt like, what's interesting is we live on the earth, right? And so we live on earth and our whole experience is here in life, right? And people always
Yeah,
wonder, okay, so where do we go when we die? Where do we go when we die? How does that work? Is there heaven? Is there hell? I think we get so stuck in our head that that might even be all one big version we sell ourselves that, like, the truth of the matter is, it's almost like if you could really chart all the history, like let's just talk about all the history, just like from start to finish, give everybody all the answers that you like, dude, do you realize how much that would be to compute even just to this point and on a consistent basis as we go forward enough just to just chart enough of everything that it's just like again, like every like I really believe that there's nothing that's too insignificant. So it's like nothing is entirely chance, nor is it, anyone is more or less fortuitous. It's just like, again, it's all experience. So it's almost like, what if you found out it's not even about how we just live here, and then there's some kind of hereafter, but it's kind of like all that experience we take forward with us, no matter how we go and when we go, because we probably go. But the truth is like there's a certain remnant of some shit don't change. You know what I mean? Like it's
I believe
almost like
we could
it's a
possibly this thing
yeah.
could possibly keep going, and when you die, you're just simply born again, like a new baby. Every second somebody dies, there's literally a baby born, like, and you come back with a new body. Maybe that's how you're able to like recall shit, or like man, you're just so natural at this. Man, have you been bartending for years? Like, no, my first whatever. Playing basketball, nah. Like maybe you did something in a previous life, or I think that we're supposed to achieve certain things, whether it's for us, for our creator, whoever. And if you don't achieve those things, then maybe in the next life or there's something that each human must do, and it's something big, and I don't think a lot of us will ever achieve that. Why we're living, and that's like a sad thing, but I don't know, maybe we will,
I
but
think maybe nobody really knows what effect we have, and
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But
you don't know what the fuck it is. Yeah,
yeah,
it could be something.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's a negative.
no, it could be something small. It could be a gesture. Who knows? It could be being the greatest scientists and the athletes that we've had. An inventor. It could just be, saving somebody else. Like you were literally born to like you seen the child slipping on the bridge and motherfucker. I mean that shit happens or whatever. Or the mother that lifts up the car, but damn, she got hit by a car fucking 2 weeks later. Shit, you know. But
Like
it's like
I think it tells us like two things in its own though too, for sure. It tells us like don't waste chances for sure, and it tells us like, okay, if we're still here seeing ourselves doing some of the same things, when we hit that certain point where we reflect, inward and say, hey man, like I don't know about this no more, kind of like you're saying, then you're finding yourself at that crossroad where you're just trying to you're kind of asking yourself, okay, am I ready to go through with this, and kind of go, all right, I don't know where this is going, but can I try and at least see where, again, it's that point at which, like I think I mentioned earlier, it's kind of like when once, like, if for instance this is the whole ideology of repentance, like once you say, okay, I repent all this, Lord, it's your, lead me in, this new life with you, and let me, get rid of all this shit, that I've dealt with, and basically say, okay, I'm committing myself to, I'm gonna do my best to make that change. I'm gonna take your lead. I'm gonna look for the lesson that I need to find. I'm gonna try and apply all these things I know I need to do. When you're ready to go through that next step, you go through that next step. And and you find yourself, going, okay, let me see what it, and again, like I said, like life is the biggest balancing act there is. Really, there's no way to tell yourself you're really doing less or more than the next person when we're all really applying ourselves to try and make ourselves the next best better person. But that's the hard part about, what becomes a competitive thing over, like, something we gain progress for understanding, for scholarly basis, or for, like, just to have gained that progress to apply in our lives because we value it, not because we want to control it. You know what I mean? Like, there's differences, and like, knowing that, like, we all have to be the person to make those moves, though. It's just like working out. If you're not out there, putting in the work, to work out, then can you be mad if you're letting your body slip a little bit? Like, I guess that's, it's not wrong to feel all types of different shit, but it's just like,
I can, because before I would sit down here, I fucking told us, motherfucker, I'm supposed to be in the Rock's body, and somehow there was a switch, the mind switch too. I don't know. Yeah. Oh shit! What happened to the music? We got dead silence, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Harry's drinking again. Pubcast. Hope you're enjoying the show so far tonight. Me and Reno John, chopping it up. If you have any questions or anything, I need more interaction with the chat. I do see on Podbean here, got a little bit going. And shout out to Phenom 777. Hella sevens in his name. He just says enjoying the show. Real talk. That was a while ago. And some sort of bot with a bunch of letters. So cool. So we've covered a lot of bases here so far. I think so. I'm not sure. It's always fun. Man. See, when I left, you got a little nervous, but when I come on the show and then you have something to talk about,
I like
you get
going
into
off
it.
your lead. I like this year's show. I'd rather wait. I like going off your lead. I know I interrupt a little bit, my bad, but I get carried away because I'm used to having in-depth conversations with people. I like that shit. I like stimulation, in the sense of, like, I like, I feed off a conversation when I'm having one with somebody. Like, you can only do all the parts in your own head enough. If you got someone else to talk to, they bring you all the other, parts that you can kind of go, oh, okay, I like this idea. Let me kind of play off of this. Let's talk about that.
I think
And
that's one of the things about not just gambling and drinking, but like sometimes after work, you want to stop in. You don't even have to talk too much, but you might just need a little something more before you go home. Like, let me just go say what's up and get some good vibes, whatever. Tip somebody, makes me feel good. I just earned some money. Let me throw him a tip and then go home, right? It's like, as humans, man, we crave that. We need that. And there's not enough of it. And we need more open.
When we talk about it realistically, we're the ones that know it the most because we're already over there serving. We work over where we work, and so we're serving drinks, doing the same thing. So we know how it is. So we don't want to be that rude ass fucker. So you go wherever we go. It's like we do the same thing. All these other servers, bam, boom. I do the same thing, boom, boom. And I play. I play, I drink, boom, boom. And everything's good.
Yeah. I love this business that we're in, man. The hospitality business, like, for real. As far as a job, until I get popping off with the Pubcast and selling merch and get me a little deal somewhere, man, just something. I'm gonna use my voice to speak. God damn it, and my creativity. I'll be a bartender, man. I'll be a bartender until I'm 60. I don't give a damn. Just slanging drinks, traveling the world. I might get older, got my grays in. I'll be on a beach somewhere, like fucking, still making drinks, dancing like at a luau and shit. Hell yeah. Because it's a good time.
I feel you, but that's what I'm saying. If you think about it, it's like, you ever wonder why it's like people that, like, we often see, like, where we're at, like, it's our own other property, the whole other property for the company, right? Like, we get all these other people. Oh, I'm a server too. Like, look at how, like, servers are helping servers stay up a little bit in this world. Like, where would we be if we didn't have all these other people hitting us up? That mostly end up being working ass people too. Like, so it's like, I think we're pretty lucky with our shift and all over there and shit. You know what I mean? Like for what it's worth, like it may not be much right now, but I think it's gonna blow up, bro. Like I like what I do. I'd like to get up to bartending full time myself, but I still dig what I do, man. Like it's just, man, lately they ain't been doing shit, and that's just what I mean. It's just like, man, like you've had a lot of great ideas. We've had a few ideas we've gone over on this about like some of the things that it would be nice if they could do, and it's
Yeah.
just like I
My
don't know,
my
man.
one of my goals, it's not set in stone. I haven't manifested it, but I do want to own an establishment, and it's going to be called the Hide a Pub. They can call it Hit a Hideaway. I don't give a fuck. There's a Drinking Again pub. The Hide a Pub sounds tight, and it's something small. It could be small, janky, but it's gonna be nice. And I've looked into like the licenses, the actual, or even a mobile Hide a Pub. There's some shit, man. There's some
Bro,
shit.
even if
Or a
you
little
even if
snow
you
cone
research
stand.
it,
I
even
got
if
the
you
alcohol
research the
underneath.
radio stations a little bit and had them just like kind of like do a couple of your excerpts or something here and there through the shows and shit or whatever, like I could totally see you linking up with somebody like along the way. Like even just think like local radio
Yeah.
stations would probably welcome kind of some of the back and forth kind of ways you guys could probably play
Oh,
out
give me
off.
a little 15-second spot. I'll work for like I've only tried and it was only the thing I seen open. I haven't went down to like the whatever 92 whatever's here. It was the rock station or whatever. They had something on Indeed, and I didn't have the experience, but I called them and I said, can I just be an intern? I said, I'll come in and work for free. I'll mop the floors. I want to work in this setting. Like I like the bar is cool, but as far as like what I want to do is just work in a studio or the production. But I'll do the mail room, I'll mop floors and stuff, and but that was enough. We gotta start somewhere, man.
Like I've heard
I'm
it
trying
on
to
the
get into
radio myself,
announcing,
like we
maybe,
looking for like
maybe.
radio talent, like voice talent people, man. Like so, like I know that's crazy that it's like you think about it. Why don't they help like local people with their channels, and then vice versa? And then like if people that like happen to view your shit, like or pass your views along because they're like, hey, check this out, like funny how it'd be like you guys could both like benefit off that. You would think, and it's funny that like again, like the way you're coming. You got a lot of good ideas, and again, even having your own little place eventually, like, even if you were like that total like pirate radio, if you will, like your own damn self, like that's kind of cool. Like this is, channel,
Yeah.
do your own thing, so it's almost just
I
like
could even like say like there's certain types, and maybe I'll record a couple of them, or I have some recorded. I would like to do another one, like an actual reading, say an actual like say, it's not my show, but I work here, say 2 to 4. I cover the slow hours, and there's like, yeah, this is your script. Every 3 songs you say, KZ 103, and this week the carnival's in town, and then play some more music. I'd be like, cool. I'd get my own little niche, my own little voice down to do it, and I'd be happy with that for right now. And then to me, that's a stepping stone, and then another stepping stone, and then that's how my mind would process things. But like that would bring me joy, man. Or announcing like high school football games or something. Down at the 10. You know what I mean? Connor O'Gwen there for Reno High. 34 yards on the play. I'd be a fun dude though. Like a little, but hey, if I could stick to a script, yes, sir. So yeah, man. That's my path. That's my dream. I want to just use my voice, man. And my brain and my writings and just works. Not physical. I don't want to do physical. I always felt this is what I'm supposed to do. Basketball is my first love, but then I found out writing and then music. And, from there, it's just like, the vocal box. I don't know why I smoke so damn much, because you need these. I'll never want to lose it. Yeah. Hey, so of all your senses, gotta play the sense game. Shit, you have to lose one, but you can only no, fuck it, you gotta lose one sense. Well, excluding feel You only got 4 to choose from, but you still gotta lose one. You can't feel shit no more, but you gotta still lose one more. Ooh. But you have a nice life, bro. But you just 2 of your senses gonna be gotta go. I don't know. What do you choose?
I don't know, man. That's crazy.
I think about this a lot. I don't ever and much love to the blind, bro. Like people actually working with shit. You guys are strong people, and God bless you because that's why health is wealth. But anyway,
Okay, I got a twist for your ass. I guess in a way, it's a twist for your ass, but it kind of matches the answer, I suppose, in a way that I'd give. I've always wondered, like, okay, again, it's so hard in our society here because we wouldn't make it, the way everything would go if we didn't respond. But like, I've thought about, like, okay, if you try to take on like the vow of being mute for a year, kind of thing, like Tibet, like monks and
okay.
stuff do, and things like that.
Oh shit!
Like, so I could see where if I like had to lose any sense, like I'd rather still kind of see shit. I don't know. Like maybe I could live if I didn't have to say shit no more, but that'd be kind of hard either way. You kind of fuck yourself either way, but it's like I could probably live without the sense of being able to
Like that
speak.
twist.
Like,
I mean,
'cause I've always wondered, like I could probably live. I probably could. Like I could see it, but it's just like it would be a struggle. I know that it'd be a motherfucker.
okay, but you didn't answer the first one. You gotta still lose. You got okay. You can have your feel. You just gotta lose one of your senses.
To not be able to say shit, like to not be able to say shit, like to be mute.
Well, touch, taste, feel, smell, and sight.
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be just touch. It wouldn't be just taste. That's what I'm saying. I'd lose. I had to lose the whole. How to be audible. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be a motherfucker. But like to
Well, yeah,
not be
that's
able
not technically
to
sense.
mute.
You gotta lose your vision, your hearing, or your taste, or your smell, or your sense of touch. But the audible is not in the taste. See, you're playing it smart. You don't want to put it out in the universe. I get it. See, I'm trying to trick you, bro. Because once you say it, you might wake up tomorrow. Didn't know I was down here doing voodoo on your ass and shit. And everybody watching, follow me, subscribe, share it to a friend, and double me by next week.
Oh my god.
Hey, to be honest, like it would suck not to see shit, man, because all these beautiful. Oh shit. So, but like honestly, man, I wouldn't have to worry about no pussy, no pornography, no fucking nut, and then you probably because my smell's already like pretty strong, so I would just as long as I could smell a woman and just feel her. Oh man, I get up all day. I ain't even gotta see you, girl. You could really enjoy her. And that scene in Ray, the movie Ray, when that beautiful woman get brought to him, and I think he touches her then he touches her wrist, and like does this little slow seductive move on her arm and shit, and she's like turned on her, so she's like, oh, that'd be some shit. And then I honestly wouldn't have to worry about like, oh, did you see that? I see shit. You ain't getting excited for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, or you wouldn't see your death coming. So you could literally dodge death, or not dodge it, but you wouldn't see it coming.
Oh, heavy shit.
That would suck though, man. Because there's a lot of beauty to see.
Yeah,
probably smell. I think most people would probably choose smell because even though you can smell beauty and life and the flowers and stuff, but you wouldn't have to smell no raunchy shit or nothing. No more like, yeah. Anyway, that was like a random question of the night and shit. And I like to be random and stuff. Think about weird scenarios in my head.
You're good.
They get way weirder than that. I'm telling you. Where do we want to go from here? I see a few people up in the building. Shout out to everybody. This is where, I say like and subscribe to the channel. I'm not even trying to do a Trump. I'm just doing be sure to, I don't give a fuck about none of that. They say do it and do it. No, I hope you do. If you like what you're seeing, hearing, it's only the real. And I come in different forms. You never know what you're going to get as far as the guests and the people, the banter. But it's always going to be a good time. And if anybody gets their panties in a bunch, you get your ass out of here. Okay? I don't watch you anyway. motherfuckers. So, and it's hey baby, here's my baby right there.
No, seriously, I was watching this shit. I was watching this shit earlier on YouTube, right before you kind of gave me the link to join up on the show, and it was like thermonuclear war, right? And they're talking about like this expert supposedly on how it looks. Like she says, it would only take like 30 minutes for an ICBM, one of those like heavy ass missiles that they could send from across the whole globe.
Everybody disintegrated, huh? Like a
30 minutes.
motherfucker.
30 minutes it would be take to go from coast to coast, basically. So from one side of the world.
I mean, you ain't got shit. You ain't got shit 30. I mean, honestly, that's kind of cool because, hey, man, I don't want like if I know some shit's coming. I mean, dude, the world's gonna freak out. I'm gonna just gather my loved ones. I'm gonna be like, and dude, we're just gonna chill out for like 30 minutes, maybe 28 by the time we get the thing.
But they say the president is the only person that can approve of a nuclear strike in any point in time from our government. The president is the only person that can ever really do so.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting distracted. Melania's here. Melania's right here. And where's my Diet Coke? I asked for a Big Mac and a Diet Coke. I asked for a Budweiser over an hour ago. You move like a sloth. What are you, sleepy? You sleepy, Joe? I'm kidding. I don't want to get beat. I want to get beat live on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Just chill with my dog. We're just
Hell yeah.
on the board.
Yo, we wilding, man. We wilding here tonight. Here's drinking. You know how we do. And as I was saying, you never know what you gonna get. It's just a cluster. You know, it's a big cluster. But I like it, man. Like I was telling Mr. Shannon last week, man. Hey, no matter what, I feel lighter after I get off the motherfucking show. Thursdays makes me feel better, bitches. I don't give a damn. And he's like, it should. Like, it's I guess it's my therapy, but it's therapy for those who I guess can stomach and just fuck with it, man. And then from there, hell, my name ain't even on the face of the building, only the name. And motherfuckers still they go to O'Reilly's, they don't even know who Mr. O'Reilly looks like or nothing. He's rich as a motherfucker.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Have you ever watched the original Walking Dead series?
No.
No?
Never.
Shit. Well, okay, let's just say, okay, it's like...
I've lived The Walking Dead. Bro, my life is Walking Dead. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, let's just say breaking it down in this one whole segment they have, which is not unlike a few other things they've done before, but like... let's just say if like we found out, like for instance, because somebody tried to tell me, I think it was Maria tried to tell me the other day, one of her daughters said that she called her and said, did you know like McDonald's and KFC is feeding people? And I'm like, do you know how fucked up do you know how fucked up the world would be if we was fucking actually eating like real like everything we was getting? I'm talking about everything. We buying ground.
I honestly wouldn't. I would bet there's at least a 0.1 chance that there's like human flesh in for sure. Has to be. Or lab grown meat. What the fuck is lab grown meat? It could be it could be scabs, bro. I don't give a damn because I chew my own nails, I eat my scabs, I suck my blood. But I don't want to eat other motherfuckers if I know it. But if you ground up on flesh,
I'm just saying, do you know how fucked up that would be if you come to find out like the whole processing version of everything is just in general, like all the ground beef you get, is it really cow? I'm just saying, what happens if how do they have that many cows? Like, do you have that many cows? Think about how many cows there are.
Because I want to think that I'm eating, bro. I grew up listening to Brother Lynch, so I've always been on some rip gut shit. And
that's so nasty, bro.
I can't do it. Connor is a fine man. I mean, I'd eat some people.
But it's like look at people. So fucking look at people. Like that's fucking crazy, dude. Like people that actually eat people, like cannibalistic and shit, right? Like that's fucked up, dude. Like, how do you justify that shit?
Are you wearing a wire? Oh wait, we're already live because I was gonna say I actually have human meat in my freezer. Oh my gosh, I'm just kidding. Oh, what? That'd be fucked up if they come to my door and shit. Y'all watching, huh? Y'all watching and shit. I got a mother haters are watching. Hell no, I ain't got no human nothing. Fuck that. That's some scary shit, dude. I was just scrolling on Netflix and that Dahmer shit. I watched the original Dahmer, like the original, and then they got the new one. I watched a little trailer they got when you just scroll past it, and it was the same. It was like a different whatever. When the little Chinese boy that he drilling his head, he's just drunk, officer. What a scary dude. That's fucking scary. That's why I just want to be kind, bro, and just like I'm a chill cat. Cause I know shit could get evil quick, bro. And you know, I don't have no reason to test nobody, and I hope nobody like tests me, bro. Cause it's like that's scary, man. Life is so fragile. And this road rage and this bullshit, motherfuckers don't understand that like it doesn't matter. It's nothing about being fuck tough. I'm scared as shit. Like cause you might make me react. I overreact and I did something. Now my life's over. Or I might be so stupid and then you fucking do something. And it's just like, I've always understood that. I don't know. So that's why I'm just even kill cat. And, you know, I guess like, even like as a police officer, dude, like, fuck, man, I don't know, fire a warning shot or depending on the situation, like, I could see firing a warning shot on your property or etc. You know, but there's not just, you know, kill him because I don't know, but obviously your life's in extreme danger. You gotta pop his ass right in the forehead, okay? But like to me, I gotta extend a little bit, you know, what's the word? Care, rather fuck, generosity and shit. You know, like you know, I could see like, say if I was a police officer or something, and there was a you know, crazed, methed out, steroided out, whoever the fuck is a crazy person. I would like to think I would have some compassion and still, you know, hey man, you know, stand, you know, these motherfuckers will 6 cops will fire on one motherfucker with a knife. And they talk about justified. It's like there's no justification in half of like a lot of the shootings and stuff. You know what I mean. So you know, but still, shout out to the police force too. But it's just like, damn, they'll fire all their damn rounds. You know what I'm saying? You heard these stories,
Yeah,
in the car and shit like that. And it's just like, so maybe I couldn't do that job either, man. I'd be getting written up. Hey, you let another suspect go and this and that. Yeah, but he's saying you confiscated his, you know, whatever his money. I didn't do that, but you know, I don't know. I'd be forgiving on people, man. I should be a judge. I want to be a judge. I'd be the most lenient. I'll be hard on some shit, but lenient enough, man. Yes, sir. What are you in here today for? Well, it's like, you know, and they heard their story and they had letters and their family there. I'd be like, okay, fine, this and this, but like, I'm not shipping up people upstate for stupid stuff. And I'm going to show compassion, especially for a little misdemeanor. Maybe it's a heated argument. Well, here, Mr. John, it says you clocked Mr. Owens in the mouth. He was disrespectful, said something about your child and this. Several witnesses said it was, you know, not your fault. So, you know, I see nothing here. You're free to go. Thank you for standing up for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, Mr. Owens, hopefully your jaw heals, and I don't want to see you back here again. Good day. It's just like, that would be badass to have that kind of power. And then you go home and like, I feel good. Like I let the right people go. I shipped this fucking chomo upstate, you know, whatever, you're going to get fucked off. But, or, you know.
damn, bro. That'd
So,
be
ladies and
crazy.
gentlemen,
I don't like easily preside over some shit like that. No, I don't like being the judge of shit necessarily, to be honest.
I would love that. But not like a crazy, nah, man. I'd be cool. You know, I ain't, you know, the payoff comes and I'll be like, I gotta beef with my security, dude. These motherfuckers trying to pay me off, and then, fuck you, dude. Okay, I'm a fair and just dude, because I'd still have to be able to go home and play with my kids and not think about evil shit that I was doing at work.
I feel like, what's one of the worst things you've ever had happen to you at a bar, like when you worked a bar?
work the bar. Um, Nothing really to me. Um, like worst thing, like to me. Uh, well, I got called, saying straight up Igor, like straight up Igor, bro. Like, and I was just
Sure.
like, well, he was using it, and then he's like, well, what are you? Are you at? And I was just like, and this was at the airport and shit, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker, dude. And we had some words, and it was shift change, bro. And she said, yeah, I said, hey, and they're using some language and this and this. And the most fucked up part about the whole story, there was a black man with them. It was two white boys, it was two woods and shit. And they're, working guys. And there was a black man sitting there listening to him, laughing, taking this shit. And I looked at it, I said, hey, bro. And we had a whole thing, like me, the three dudes. And then, they eventually left and shit. And, I don't want to get the whole, but I said, hey, bro. And I went around the corner. I said, I want to talk to you, motherfucker. I said, like, fuck them. They're ignorant. But I said, you as a black man, dude, I don't give a damn. Well, it's a job. I travel with him. I don't give a damn, bro. Like, and I said, I'm younger. I'm different. Like, I get it. I say, me and my brother joke around sometimes and this and that. But it was just like, I don't want to still hear it coming from them. They're not cultured. They're not using it in any sort of like hip hop cool way. None of that shit. It was just like, bam, bam, bam. He was like a black KK guy. I'm like, and it was just a trip. But I said, well, there's plenty of other bars in here, bro. But like, dude, I am not gonna serve motherfuckers like that. I don't care if like they have every right to speak like that. I don't care if you like black people or not. You should have every right to. I hope that they have a whites only bar. They should bring those back. Make America white only bars again. Cool. I don't care. They pretty much have those anyway, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That was probably like the worst. But then I seen a dude get tackled. That was on his own volition. That was pretty tight. Yeah. He threatened the other bars. He's like, I'll send you to you. I'll make you meet your maker. I'll send you to your maker. And he said, that in the airport. He said he was armed. I don't know. But yeah, not too crazy because like with me, I'm very respectful, and I mean, like usually men don't give other men too much shit because what's up, dude? It's only gonna end in violence, bro. And like I don't want any violence, And it's like okay, I have to be like really upset, bro, to like engage, but then I'd be tripping out on like because. And I'm sure other men like this. Oh, black out, dude. I'll fucking black out. I'll fucking go red, dude. I'll fucking And then we just wake up like, what happened? Well, you're facing the It's the last thing I want, bro. Nobody will take me away from my child. Shout out to we got Stephen J up in the building. What if the standardized testing implemented in schools isn't primarily for educational assessment, but rather a long-term social engineering program designed to identify and categorize individuals? I would say that's pretty spot on. Yes, I agree with this. School is definitely a social programming tool. It's kind of like jail. They get you ready, the lunch line, the main line. Like, fuck, the schools are dilapidated. It's pretty sad, man. Hopefully we get my son into this Montessori next year. The charter schools or whatever, they still follow the public system. Thank you for this comment. Thank you. Stephen J in the building. Haven't seen this name before across the channel, so hopefully you're enjoying the content. And he also says, I like this. We got thinkers. What if the ongoing war on drugs isn't truly about eradicating illegal substances, but rather a means to control specific populations and maintain a lucrative off-the-books economy? Damn. We got another so-called conspiracy guy on the channel, but I don't believe those are conspiracies at all. Those are questions by interested people because the world's starting to wake up and,
Well, I was wondering, like, it got me thinking a little bit. I was looking at these when they popped up not long ago, and so I was wondering, but I don't know, like,
Mm. I mean, no, I think he's spot on. I think, like, because first of all, everything that they tell us in the news is completely the opposite. We know about all the programs, MK Ultra, the Mockingbird, and Paperclip, and Bluebird and or Bluebeam. They said those were the psyops in Hollywood with the LSD and the college in San Francisco and Berkeley, and like every damn conspiracy damn near true. And then the CIA made the term conspiracy to throw people off the actual truth and make them look cuckoo. I should have worn my tinfoil hat. God damn, I gotta put the fucking hat back on. I wish I really had me a beer. All I got is water. So yeah, thank you. Tap in, man. Tap in. This is the core audience that I would like to gauge. People that buck and question the system, and you know they don't say grape and stuff like this. I'm not, essay. If you were sexually assaulted as a child, please notify the authorities. I don't know what essay. Anyway.
No, I mean it's just crazy. 'Cause it's like to think that there's that much, like organized in the first place. Like think about it. Like how do we know it's not more like people are asleep at the wheel kind of thing more than not? Like most of the country's being run electronically now than anything. It's all digital era. Like everybody's saying, AI is pretty much running everything else. It's like we're damn near like supplanting ourselves out of existence. Like as soon as we're no longer useful, like why are we here? You know what I mean? Like if we're not actually playing the part that we don't necessarily have to just necessarily supplant us and then take our place. This is like, it's getting to that point where it's like, the pitfalls of things. Just as much as we're getting all that progress forward, there's bound to be consequences for everything too. Look at what it takes to maintain, like have maintenance on something, like one item. Like if you have like an old ass radio or something, you know what I mean? Like eventually, like not all of it has durability,
Mm.
to last so long to keep maintaining, So like,
I do believe to go on this comment to like we all know that they're there for like the poppy seeds and like the opium and to make the fentanyl and all that shit. Like, they said it was, well, that's the invasion on Iraq or whatever, like, or 9/11. But we're really, I believe we're getting these resources, man, and it can, like I said, control specific populations and lucrative off the books, like the black market and this whole. Hey, this guy who made the Silk Road? You up on the Silk Road and like the whole dark web shit, but they put the Silk Road guy in prison because they said he basically did that. He did what they're doing, and he's in prison for it. So they won the. What would happen? What happened to Silk Road? It's not like it just went away. It's like they're controlling it now. Still, the guy created the whole network. He still knows everything. It's like they probably got all the information, and it's like there's Silk Road is still going on for sure, but it's just now probably controlled by a black ops government fucking office somewhere in Sawzall, Michigan, somewhere, or Kentucky, And it's I believe in this stuff absolutely. Because like, what happened to Silk Road? You could order anything. You could order a fucking body part to your door and shit. It would just show up, It's like, I know that stuff's still going on,
I mean, that's the hard part about it all is like, I don't think everything is as organized as people believe, like I don't really think, I think that's the thing is I think people like, for instance, like why it benefits the president to have plausible deniability in any situation, to just be like, hey, I don't know nothing about what you're talking about, because truly they don't to some extent, like I think that's the thing is like that's what some people truly believe is like somehow like, oh, ignorance is bliss, to not even know it. But it's like you're probably right. There are probably a lot of shady ass things. Like I mean, look at how I guess, like, on another note, human trafficking, like that is something they're like starting to like, and it's funny because it's not something they're not aware of. You know what I mean? It's like you can't tell me like CIA, FBI, all these agencies don't already know plenty of things about, and again, to the fact that like this gentleman was saying on some of his stuff, these are all things that like, could very well be like actually like an agenda of the organizations of our governments or whatever, or things like that. And that's I mean, they try to throw us off enough, blah blah blah, like you were saying, but again, I just don't think, again, like, it's crazy to give too much props to the whole thing, thinking like somebody's got it all figured out, somebody's making something as calculated as much as it is just,
Oh, there.
kind of, putting it out there nonetheless. It's kind of like,
There's so. Stephen J also says, "What if God damn it? What is it? Where'd it go? Oh, what if the sole? What if the focus on terrorism as the sole motivation behind the 9/11 attacks obscures a more complex agenda involving the disruption of certain international drug trafficking routes? What if the focus on terrorism as the sole motivation behind 9/11? So involving the disruption of so 9/11 to disrupt to stop drug trafficking, like 9/11 was actually a good thing, or am I reading that wrong? I don't know.
I think what he's saying is like something to the effect of like the movie like Sicario and stuff, like the agenda that the governments had, that they based, why they could do whatever they wanted to do, kind of like, get like that, by any means necessary quota, if you will, like, that certain things were more based on an attempt to like, sever the, motion that like certain cartels were making, even on like, domestic soil for us, and things coming in and out.
I
Cover up, if you will, kind of extent,
Well, they did blow up. What was it? The third building. Nobody talks about that. And
like to focus on, like he said on the earlier one, on war on drugs.
I don't. If anything, though, that was the day we were stripped, bro. America literally changed. The Patriot Act kicked in. That was the day, the day from our generation, bro, where I was 14. Literally got 14 years of good living in. And like after that, the cameras, the TSA, the social media, the complete Big Brother control, bro, happened. And we lost. Like that day, America, like I probably died in a sense, dude. It's only been 24 years. Like
think about kind of what he's saying though, in a sense, like, because he's also saying such as eliminating the competition. Like, think about it in a sense, like, for instance, living like on base or living off base for military people, like, and their families, for instance, like, in some extent, like, there is this sense of order and control that people are requiring, along the way, and it's also the same in like these affairs, you might say, I mean, I would think, I'm not too sure, but like, I mean, again, that I was actually watching, I guess the closest thing that comes to mind is he's mentioned some of this would be like the questions that come up when you think about like the movie Sicario. Yeah, like, like why there are these people out there that, do these things, and you never know, and you think about like, okay, so like there are these agencies doing what they do, and you think about, okay, so doesn't that mean, like, I don't doubt that there's a certain amount of like we're all being monitored to some extent, or like you're saying, like it goes up to all these, like age-old tools, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know that it's as organized as people believe, or it's as like, I don't know. Like, I feel like
all you gotta do is literally watch Snowden and then listen to any Snowden. There's like a dude literally just sitting there. He can tap into your fucking phone. That's why oh yeah, you like that? I make sure I rub one out with a fucking little NSA fag just sitting there fucking, yeah, you like sitting in your fucking desk job, buddy? Yeah, screenshot that, you fuck. They're absolutely doing it. Those motherfuckers listen every time you fuck. every 7 seconds. And, you know, you say code word, and there's like a red book, there's a black book, and a blacklist, and like you're in it, bro. Every time you say bomb, 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 body in the freezer and shit like that, you know, but it starts to like trigger you, and the algorithm is like, maybe he should put him on the red list. But I'm not crazy, bro. I'm not crazy. I believe it.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think there is an agenda. I think there is, obviously an involvement of some kind, but I think that's the thing is like, it's like having an audience, in the first place, because, like there's the general consensus. What does the general consensus mean? It means like, well, we're all like part of something, a community, if you will. Like, again, back to what I was saying, like, what is it like? Can you imagine what it's like living on a base somewhere where it's like sometimes like, you think about how even if you're just trying to get away, like you can't necessarily just leave base, you know what I mean? Like you can't, it's not necessarily up to just you, like you might get wrangled back in or something, like I'm not sure, but you're under close watch too because you're constantly in and out. You never know. You know what I mean? Like again, like I can only imagine with military, especially like that, like again, like you're gonna be background checked again 100 more times. It's like they're gonna make sure, like there's always been, people that, have like, come forth and like, they admit that there are these like agendas, there are these programs, there are these things going on, but it's like, I think the reason why I just think that again, I don't see a lot of this shit as generally like well played out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it sticks to any, like, it has to operate like this, it has to be like that. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like we're riding out a machine, a monster in its own, like we're riding out the effects nonetheless. So it's like,
Stephen J say one last one for you guys. I guess he's still typing it. Anyway, more, man. Let's question everything. It's just questions. Like my question for the,
I think the whole point is I don't think, again, you think about, okay, what's the difference between why some people don't see the help required in an emergency and some things are related, like kind of like you said before, like why would some things be kind of like translated to, oh my God, and then like you have to go to this extent, like when you mentioned like, several people shooting somebody till it's like, it's overkill and you're kind of going, hey, okay, so why is it, some people can't even get the help, required of a situation of an emergency, and why is it some people get rushed to, yet it's a domestic or something, you know what I mean? Like what is the reasoning for said extent, like
if the blacks would stop shooting each other and actually let the police get in the fucking house and do their job, then they would get the help. But every time we send officers over there, they shoot at the police and they don't ask questions because they have a no snitching policy.
I mean, I don't know, but I kind of like what he's saying here, but
let's go. What is it? I'm ready. I had a good reading voice. I probably can't chew the zins on radio. What if the increasing prevalence of personalized recommendations in online content is not just a sophisticated marketing technique, but a subtle form of predictive human programming? See, that's what it is. Someone like me, you're reading that question, you're like, what if you're probably an actual government worker and you're the one that actually does the code that's socially programming us? But absolutely. I tell my son, fuck, 5 minutes is short. Turn that shit off. Fucking, you read that shit. They're fucking force feeding ADHD and shit these days. I like the question, Stephen J.
I mean, I think it's interesting because it's a lot like commercialism, if you will. It's like the more you see something, the more you do, the more you kind of pursue. Like we know what, brands we all like based on clothing, etc., etc. So it's almost like
Truth Bombs by Stephen J. This motherfucker. Well, they're questions, but questions that make you go dink in the night or whatever that saying is.
I like it. No, I'm just saying, like, it's a lot like commercialism. It's like the more you see, the more you want, the more you think, oh, it's like this on the other side. That's where I want it to be. Like, yeah, it's like I can see where, there are those, groups out there that prey on, different things about people. Like, I mean, the shit's crazy. Like, look at the world we're in right now. You can't go a whole day without seeing some really incredulous shit on the news or something. And whether that be like, again, like you say, like, can you accredit that to, like, okay, what do we know? Like, I've looked into a few things, and it's fucking scary, man. Like, the world is fucking volatile. It's like, and there's a lot of shit going on that just, it's like, man, like I could kind of see it, like, the thing is that's the thing. I mean, is like we're kind of riding out this like ages old, war machine, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, we're a machine. As each country kind of exists, we're our own kind of like machine. We feed off of, we live off of what it takes to fucking enjoy our lifestyle. You know what I mean? And it's not wrong that we all feel like, kind of threatened, like when we realize that, like, look, I'm just trying to do as well as I can to make what I need to provide for family. We need food, this and that. And you look at the craziness just going on, and it's like, man, like, when you realize that, like, it's getting so hard, like, dude, like, I think
Days are near, my
it's
friend.
why there's a need for us to mend certain shit in life, if we can. Mend it if you can, get through it if you can't, but like, I think that's what I mean, is like we're very ill experienced when it comes to like what we can be capable of working together in a lot of ways, because there's so much of a divide by so many things, and whether that be diversity, addiction, just whatever it is, again, like, I don't think that's something we should look sideways at each other for necessarily, no. But I think it is something that takes place, is like we all kind of feel like, nah, man, like at some point, which is totally normal. But um yeah, no, I feel like that's something just that kind of needs to be said, is that, like, realizing that we need one another more than anything sometimes, it's in like these collaborations that we all probably do better, but any one person being a standalone is not going to gain that kind of, same momentum, if you will. So it's kind of like, we can either spend the time building each other up or breaking each other down. It's a damn mystery for sure that there would actually be like agendas out there that prevent people, from living a natural life to some extent. And yet we look at that shit and say, like, okay, what's the difference from that being an agenda that's just, oh, quote, monitoring, or, end quote, like, or any other kind of version of, like, like, um oh, we just had to, I don't know, like, it's funny, there's like a lot of lack of accountability in the current, you know
Yeah.
and governments are the best at doing that shit, to just like truly dismiss it and be like, don't know what you mean,
Yep. There are rulers and our daddies. I love the government. I'm pro government. I hope we have more government. Like, we need like as much government as we can. And I pretty much love having no control. I mean, it's just like I just want them to make the decision for me, to be honest. Like, if I could just conform, and they'll pay me to be a good obedient boy inside of my box, and I'm good with that. And order my food online, and just watch my box inside of my box while I'm sitting on a box, and be happy with that box. And as long as I'm getting some box, I'm good.
I feel you. To be content is a good goal to have. I think at this point, like, there's no knock on trying to
If
be
you,
modest these days.
if you,
Like, I feel like that's the thing, is it's better to be a bit more modest, because it's like, man, like, man, it could be worse for sure.
yeah, we're supposed to own nothing and be happy. I mean, and I've just gotten used to it. already. I can't wait till that fully happens. And over my dead body. I'm just kidding. That was a vaccine. I took I took all 700 of them, and I
You need
feel
to be
good.
pretty content. That's the hard goal to have, though, sometimes. So it's like, again, sometimes that whole less is more is a good thing. Like, again, like I kind of feel like, again, we live a blessed life in a way. Like, what we do is not terrible, when it comes to like working bar or something. Like, again, a lot of people might think it's a lot, it's got its own, it's a lot in its ways, yeah. And it has a lot of facets to it, but I don't know. I think it's kind of like, I don't know. I'd be very good at any other trade. You know what I mean? Like doing, and again, maybe I ain't got out there enough to really know if I could, But again, like I like that I'm comfortable with something that don't normally end up, being my vibe necessarily. Like I don't like being on the spotlight necessarily. And there's so many ways, like, again, maybe like I can see why that gets to some people, but I've stuck it out, like
Yeah.
really like it's just different knowing that like again if I was in anyone else's shoes, like I don't know, man, I can't tell you I could probably be as confident, do that same tasking, and yet we look at it and being adaptable is a big part of life, like you can't really get used to being any one type of way. So like you said, like to be really content with what little we have is like, that's a comfort thing for sure it's very needed in life for people, but it's like I feel like that's the thing that again it isn't realistic that we're being tested in different ways that, like let us know that it's like, hey, don't get too comfortable, you know what I mean? Because like he's saying, like, there's obviously, you know intent, there's agendas, there's other things going on, like, that's a good point, like, you never know, like you really never know. Shit could be worse, like, so like I definitely feel like, the hard part is knowing that, like, even for the government, like, there's no good decision in some shit. Like, imagine 99.9% of the time you're gonna make a decision, somebody's not gonna like it, guaranteed. Already, off the given, like hard to be that effective is all I'm saying. Like again, that's why I feel like even if there is a organization or several or agendas or this and that, it's like I don't think shit is as figured. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's as fixed as people believe. Like I think there are little jabs, there's little cues, there's little, FUs, there's little, activities, we're seeing it, and it's just like I think that's the whole thing is don't get too comfortable. You never know what's coming next, you never know who's, just change the scale of things once again. So
Yeah, absolutely, man. Um, if there's any more questions in the chat, that'd be dope, man. Because I feed off this, and it helps the content, helps the engagement. So thank you. And maybe if I was more direct in the topics and stuff like that, I could, I'll get there, possibly narrate better and things like that. But I do appreciate it. I'm gonna wrap up here probably in a little bit, John. Going on the 2.5 hour mark on a Thursday night. Episode
yeah,
130, and I believe, shit, this you were here in the 120s early, something. So it's been a hell of a journey, man, and we're gonna continue. Um, before you go, man, last words you want to leave the people with, man? Any inspiration or death threats that you want to, or any racist epithets that you want to lash out at the, before you leave, you know?
I don't know. Probably not. Like not tonight. I'm not feeling it too much. Just I don't know. I think a good thought there to leave with would be like, um, knowing we're all going through some shit right now in some form, in some way, and it's, one extreme or another. I think the good thing to say is just be kind to one another. There's definitely, good cause for it all. Like, look on one person and, instead of bringing them down because, they're shining or something, having a good moment or something, like uplift a person, see that maybe make your day, like, a little bit of kindness goes a long way, maybe maybe let's not take it out on ourselves. You know what I mean? Like whatever we're going through too. Like like you had your doubts at the earlier point of the show and all. I think like it's been a fun time. Like just kicking it. I know we probably didn't go very far this way or that way. Sometimes even in a conversation, but it's been fun. Like we let it kind of air out a little bit, so that's good. Like had a little bit of collaboration with Stephen J here and a couple of notes. So
Little
I
by
don't know. I
little.
think I think that's the thing. It's progress, not perfection, right?
It's progress, just nice vibes, man. Uh, Something the same but a little different. And it's really the people that make like any establishment. It's the actual people. It's the fans. It's the supporters. It's the people who buy the tickets. Us. And maybe that's my problem. Is I'm like I'm the so-called little people. I'm even if I get up there, I don't really feel that comfortable in like super fancy places and people. Anyway, it's like this. I don't know. It's weird. So for the people,
No, I
man,
feel
hype
you.
up. Sinners and saints, come as you are. Sinners and saints, welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. Been waiting on the damn intro. You waited to the end of the show. There you
Well,
go.
well, it's really the motto of one of the mottos of the show. Well,
That's
yeah,
cool.
never know what you're gonna get. And come as you are, sinners and saints, welcome. Because we go here, we go there, man. I'm not afraid to talk about religion, the Lord. I'm not, but I don't want to make that about the channel, but it's still about my growth and people's, because and that's what people talk about at the damn bar anyway. Race, religion, shit that you're not supposed to talk about,
Exactly. Like, what? We
and
cross boundaries, though. Like, shit.
identity, all the shit that starts wars and shit is gets talked about, man. And then there's no like broken windows slash tires outside this pub, bro. We're cool. And before you go home, sir, and then for the big bad motherfuckers, we got the extra security, and then we got punching bags and shit. Go fucking duke it out, dude. With the little boppers and shit. I don't know, or with gloves. We got everything. That's the type of establishment, bro. Imagine if we like fucking the police. That's a last resort. If he pulls out a gun, starts shooting, bro. But all this like fuck it. Hey, pull them apart, bro. Is it really that serious? Oh, he stepped on my shoes. He's looking at my girl. Really, bro? Really? DJ, stop the fucking mute. Hey, these two dummies are fucking drunk. How many drinks you have? How many drinks you have? They want to fucking fight, mess up everybody's vibe. Seriously, why can't that happen? Like, if I own an establishment, that could be a protocol, bro. Easy, bro. You got big motherfuckers with flashlights. Like stop the music.
Because somebody's
You know,
always bound to push it too far, bro. That's the whole point. Everybody takes it, a little too
but
far
no, you have to
eventually.
at the pub, we nip that shit. Hey, do you want to go to jail? No. Do you want to go? You know what I'm saying? If they want to keep at it, hey man, call the police. Fuck it. But it's like I believe people should be given this opportunity. And hell, maybe
Yeah.
the guys that go in there, hey, instead of killing each other, it's like, all right, man, all right, now get drinks on the house or whatever. No more drinks, whatever. Get the fuck out of here. Feed them and come back next week, bro. And if it's not that, I think if you spread love that way and show compassion, like that will get you further too, man.
Yeah. I think it's
That's
not.
why I'll never be that
My big
manager.
point on that is that, again, it may seem like we're a hindrance or something, but we're not weak for helping or needing help necessarily. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some people feel like, oh, it's like the weak thing to do to accept help. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't need help. I got it. Just it's like, okay, cool. If you got it, you got it. Like, it just don't mean you can't have help, and that's what I mean is like, nobody's truly a hindrance and you can most certainly ask for help. You know what I mean? It's not wrong to feel up against it a little bit, Like, I feel like that's the thing is like, if we're made to believe a
Yeah,
lot of things, sure. Like kind of back to what Stephen J was saying, like there's all these things, but we're made to feel like this, or it may shape the way we're supposed to see that, or whatever. I think people are pretty fucking smart and resilient. That it's just like, again, we're not going for a lot of the narrative, but it's just like, it's like we understand that, yeah, yeah, that
yeah,
there are differences of things going on. That, again, like, you know anyway, I just feel like, again, that's the thing is, I try to really feel like it's just that whole kind of thing, like, when you think about like helping somebody random out there that needs it, you know what I mean? Like you try to be helpful as much as you can. That generosity kind of thing you mentioned earlier, you know what I mean? That people kind of overlook. It's like, cool, it's generosity. Most people give a fuck. And you think about it, I used to live on the street a little bit, you know, like in some
Right.
rough times and shit. Like I've seen some of the ugly shit. You would be surprised how many people will fucking tell you off and not give a fuck one way or the other and be just as cold as a motherfucker. And then there's like 0.1% chance that you might meet one or a few people here and there that
I
may
would never
actually
tell
be out of their
people
way.
off, but generosity is like, and I'm to me, like generosity and monetary is different. You could be generous with your monetary, but generous is like, and I could be too cheap or just I'm broke myself, dude. So like, I could do, you know, I don't. It depends what it is. I'm just talking about walking through, and I let the spirits, you know, just guide me, whatever, and I do a generous deed. I think that shit's more than money, you know, sometimes. And
That's what I'm saying. Think about the
yeah,
actions that can take place. It means a whole lot more to somebody that really needs it sometimes, right? That you know, you don't often see that very often, you know, and a lot of real shit. Like you ever see like I don't know if you scroll YouTube or nothing, but you ever see those different little random like ones that are always trying to relate to somebody or something and it's like, "Oh, look how nice so and so is," you know, cuz they do this. Oh, it's such an, you know, and it's kind of like and the reason why it's getting lit up is not necessarily any less because it's the who they're talking about it happening to or some shit like, oh, no one knew it was so and so, you know. But it's like the big thing that they're really trying to convey is look at how the little nice thing that somebody did actually is the thing we're trying to light up. Like look at how that has a more, you know, reasonable lasting effect. You know, I think that's the reason why people often like yourself is saying like, look, I don't have all the answers either, brother, but it's like, you know, I totally agree with like I don't know shit, but I do believe there's some certain shit I'd like to be rid of and I'd like to be on a better track about, you know, and there's definitely a couple things I'd like to see happen and it's not from like lack of effort or nothing, but it's just like, you know, being realistic. It's like, look, man, damn, this is what I'm working with. So, you know, it's like maybe I'll see that. Like, I don't know. I got to figure this one out, right? You know, because it's like, that's what I mean. It's like, I don't think none of us really know 1 second to the next, just really, you know what I mean? I think that's the one thing we all have as a challenge is like, look at our organizational skills. Look at our, like, we're trying to get on with shit that, you know, it's like, for all
I'm
we
a
know,
Virgo, so
all we
my,
know how to
my
handle.
organization is tip top.
All right.
I'm a Virgo.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm a Virgo. I'd be kind of messy for a Virgo. Honestly.
All right. Cool. I don't know.
Not messy, but I don't know. Like I got shit everywhere, though. It's like shit, you know. But I'd be tidy too. I'd be tidy. The fuck? The green screen shit. Oh, thought I had some weed on my teeth. Uh, you been eating spinach? No. But yeah, man. Nah, that's dope, man. But thanks for stopping by the pub tonight. I'm gonna sit here and rant on for a little bit, and you know, drop a PSA. And then, I'll see you in a couple. Shall I see you tomorrow, motherfucker? You know what I mean?
Saturday.
At the bar, J Resort Reno. Come on down. You know what I'm saying? Afterglow, main bar. You know what I'm saying? Come through. Shit, we got some people coming through. Afro Man, Nappy Roots, Montel Jordan. We got some old school classics coming, baby. You know what I mean? And shit, Monday night we got jazz night. We got some karaoke on Tuesdays. It's a great time. We got food and drink specials. Not tell them to get it. Sound good. Everybody was like, ooh, and then come to find out we ain't got shit. Music on Saturday and maybe Friday. Okay, but it's a good time. But yeah, man, I hope you have a good one.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Oh yeah.
Reno John, ladies and gentlemen, in the High Pub. Give it up for him. And I'm late on the applause button once again. All right, man. You have a good night, bro.
You too.
Cheers. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was Reno John in the pub, in the place to be. I'm going to puff some weed with my lady. never afraid to explore different topics. Try to go places we could go, and that's the thing about the pub vibe and a good setting, man. You want to go to a bar, you're gonna feel wanted, welcome, safe, and everything, and it could go to a certain degree. But we in lighter, we in love. We just um in a at least a misunderstanding, but a cool misunderstanding. It's all good. Um, I wanted to. I'm trying to formulate this in my head, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. Might have to say that for next week's show, and some other things. I'm gonna keep playing some more music. Check out Chino Boy and Daigo's channel as well. I told Chino back in the beginning, the Kiss the Bottle is the unofficial theme song. And I still want to get an actual theme for the Heritage Drinkin' Again Pubcast, where I'll play Kiss the Bottle in the closing. And if I was gonna have a little more to drink tonight, I was gonna do some Brother Lynch Corpse Came to Dinner. But I didn't want to go there. It was a YouTube that song if you need it. It was a great one. Let's just take a moment to enjoy this drink right here and look at this lady with this fine ass. Even though she's really not my type, it takes a lot to update these. Not a lot, but I didn't find like the right kind of photos for the ladies, man. So, but it's all to the good. I actually got nothing else to say. I'm going to save it for next week. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and that has joined. Hope my therapy session was cool in the rant in the beginning. I feel good. I always feel good. I feel lighter when I leave the show. And at the end of the day, it's what it's for. I got to, we all just got to just keep on trucking. That's what it's about, man. And just like being creative and exploring, asking questions, admitting faults, and just kind of on display in a unique and entertaining way. So have a nice day. Ooh, that was perfect. That's right, that's right. Up on a wind down. Stephen J up in the building one more time. Let's see. Yo, this ain't just a city, it's a feeling, a state of mind. Reno, Nevada, where the hustlers and dreamers all align. Yo, that's right. Stephen J, I was saying, I know a couple Stevens, but shout out to you. Yeah, man. 775 and to 702. Hey, we got on the arm. We got the Nevada on the arm. It's the desert sickness. So thank you, man. Shout out Battle Born. God damn it. The core idea, I didn't see this one. The algorithms used by major online platforms go beyond this set of, yeah, absolutely. Yo, I've been talking little God, Christ, went to the life search. Now I'm getting all my feed is like the Mormon church. My feed is all these ads for or positive videos, you start to watch. So yeah, they're definitely listening. I'll be getting beer ads all the time, or not necessarily beer ads, but these bar, setups and order this and stirs and mixers and so they're definitely listening. I don't know why they haven't sent me a briefcase with $1 billion and a contract that I could sign in blood with 25 women naked. Shit. They know what I want. But on a serious note, yo, this ain't just a city, man. It's a feeling, and that's the truth. I'm not just from Reno, but I'm a Nevada boy. Born in Vegas, lived all over Elko went to Dubtown and Oasis and Wells. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'll tap in next week. Salute. The High the Pub, man. Sinners and Saints. Desert Sickness. And all the great shit that goes on, man. The dips. love it. I hate it at the same time. Because you got to be strong to live here. You got to have a discipline. I'm lacking on that a little bit. I be giving in like a motherfucker, gambling, little shit, drinking, and I'm smoking my black. I don't want to have to go and bust a quick rap on the map, because I have it for a little while. I might be off, but I'ma still make you smile. Freestyle flow in the place to be. I don't care about the bars, I'm trying to raise a family. Here we go again, but I'm eating calamity. Ooh, 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 man, it's a tragedy. Battleborn, here we go in the storm, with the Mormons performing. Never even know that next door there might be 4 caged up horse. Here we go, mix it together, put it into a blender. I don't ever wanna be a pretender when I'm rapping on the spot, ticking like a clock. Where it's therapeutic when I need to tie a rap and not around these haters, man. Here we go once again. Yes, I'm kind of insane, but I'm still here, and I don't care about being the icebreaker up in the rap circle. Here we go at the Circle K, trying to get it in, man. I'ma flow until the beat ends, even if I don't see the ends or make amends before I leave. I hope that I have 5 friends on one hand that I can count. Shit, probably out of 5 of them, 2 will skip out. Here we go with the flow, and once again, even if I'm falling off, I still get it back, cause I listen to that. Here we go again, because I wanna pass it back, and I don't, cause I'm freestyle flow by myself. Getting it out the door, the cup's still on the shelf. I can't help it, I know I felt it. My girl's favorite team is the Boston Celtics. Oh my goodness, I look like a Celtic, but damn, is that helter skelter? I done fell off in the ditch, I just can't quit. I don't know what it is, I got that itch. Got on rollerblades when I was a little kid. Now I'm scraping brains off on a napkin, and I don't know what to do because it's sad. And back then I keep going back in the past, but we have to live in the present. So Harris's Drinkin is here to deliver this present. That's right. Here we go again, another night. Off that. Oh my shit, we gonna turn it off. What's you gonna do when the camera's off? Cut the cloth. I'm ready to sign up. Hope you are too, and subscribe up. It's the intro, outro for ya. I'm gonna wake up and drink some Folgers. And we out like that. Peace and love. Ended with the flow. I bet you didn't know. That's right. Ain't gonna lie. I know I got it. But that's how I do it, man. So easy. And then the other rappers in the shit, like in the then they start busting. Once they you know, I'm the icebreaker, the set it off guy in the rap crew, you know. And so that's what it is. Peace and love. We out. I'm looking for I can't find it. We'll see y'all next week. TNR 131 right here on the Harry's Drinking Again Pubcast. We out. Yo. You have been listening to the Harris is Drinking Again Pubcast. For more, go to YouTube, type in @HideaPubcast. Look us up on Spotify, any and all streaming platforms. Harris is Drinking Again Pubcast. Thank you.